Welcome.
Well, nice.
All right, I got it. It works for me now. Welcome,
right.
one and all, to Topical Drinks. My mic did not work for some reason, but everybody else's did. Whoops, I'm missing Gabe. What a great start, guys. What a great start. Actually, we're still missing Yadu still. Anyway, guys, you guys know what we do. We drink, we talk, we drink and talk, and maybe one day we will drink and talk. Who knows? You know, could be anything. You know, but you guys all know us. But we got someone in the center right here. Who could it be? Introduce yourself, mysterious man.
So
That
my
is you,
name
yeah.
is Aaron Kiefner. I don't know, what should I say outside of my name?
That's
Whatever you feel
good.
comfortable sharing.
Yeah.
So,
They're cool too.
I-
though.
What do you
I-
do?
So first off, I'm joining y'all from the wonderful confines of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Ooh,
Having
Pittsburgh.
moved from the Chicagoland area last year. So I am out here in Pittsburgh. I work for, it's kind of a weird thing. I work for the parent company that I'm with is called Next Glass. So they kind of own a few different companies. The main one that I work under is called Ollie. It's a production software that's used by alcohol producers, like mainly breweries, but we also have cideries, kombucheries, you kind of name it. And it tracks all of their production, everything from like procuring the materials they use and what they make, all the way through to when they sell it to a distributor or account or however they're selling the end product. But then the company that I work for, the parent company, we're really known for, we own Untapped, if anyone knows what that
Oh yeah.
app
I
is.
do.
Or you
Yes, I use it all the time.
beers.
Sorry, continue.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
so that's kind of like our big product under the company umbrella.
Oh shit, dude, awesome. I use that all the freaking time. Actually, I'm gonna use it right now with one of the beers that I haven't drank in a while. So I will.
Yeah, I used it a lot when it first came out, probably more than 10 years ago. Then I just stopped doing
You
it.
just
Yep.
fell off.
But we actually get back into it,
I think I started
unless there's better ones.
either 2012 or 2014. I think was when I first started it. So I don't know when it was Untapped first started.
I believe it started in 2011.
2011. Okay.
Or around that time.
Okay, so I was
Um,
basically either one
I know
year
it's-
in
it-
or whatever on that one. A buddy of mine was the one that
Yeah.
introduced me it, but yeah. But that's a good segue though. Speaking of
It's-
Untapped and beers though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So typically we always ask everybody, what are we drinking? And actually let me go get what I'm gonna drink. So go ahead, Mr. Aaron. What are you drinking?
So I went with a now local to me. So this is a hazy IPA from a brewery here called
Nice.
Hitchhiker.
Mm.
I
had that one as there.
It's called So Soft. It's mainly with cashmere hops, which just give it like a nice, light, creamy flavor. I'm a big fan of hazies, so
Me too.
that whole
Hazies are
thing
good.
where like people that work for breweries like only drink lagers and like shit like that.
Nah.
Like, no, some of us really enjoy hazy IPAs, and I'm one of them.
And sours?
that's-
You like sours?
Oh yeah, I got a really tasty Goza with it actually has raspberry and pink Himalayan sea salt.
Ooh.
Super good.
Wow.
From a
Nice.
brewery
That
called
sounds neat.
Evergreen. That's also here in Pennsylvania.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Um,
We should provide the
Yeah.
links to the chat when for everything that happens there. Oh shit, there's Yadu
Oh.
with yeah, let me set that up. But while I'm setting that up, JP, what are you drinking?
I am drinking on subject here, so I'm doing more brewery. Huntley Hells.
Lee.
This is a pretty good basic lager that I love drinking. And funny thing, you mentioned sours earlier, is that I didn't really like sours until I started working at Moore, and they were just feeding me sours all the time because they made really good ones there.
I
I
need
love
to I need to give a fun fact about the beer you're drinking, JP.
Go for it.
I I I created that beer.
You
Wow.
created that beer.
That's
Nice.
crazy.
Really?
That was not planned.
That's an
Not
awesome
planned
fun
at all.
fact.
So when I started, so for the people that don't know, so before the current job that I have, I was the director of business operations at Moore Brewing. And so during my time there, I helped open their production facility in Huntley. And so we had a beer called Villa Pils, which is a Pilsner. So then I said, well, we need to make a lager for each facility that we open. So when we opened Huntley, the head brewer David and I developed Huntley Hellas, or actually at that time
Hellas.
it was Eric Padilla was the one.
Saying it wrong.
And then the Bartlett facility has Bartlett Maibach is the lager for that facility.
Ah.
Nice.
I've had all those.
Fun fact: that probably 60% of the beers that you drink from Moore had a hand at one point in helping create.
I never knew that.
Before it.
That's cool.
Nice.
Nice.
I've
Whoa, look at Yadu over here. He's doing something weird.
Cooking
with
shit.
Yadu.
episode.
Cooking with Yadu. Shit, that's a new
Because
Because I didn't
segment.
make the pizza ahead of time.
Yadu chefing.
Now I gotta like.
All
yeah.
right. Hold on. While he's doing that, Gabe, what are you doing? What are you
This is the
drinking?
first.
So I am drinking one of my many gifts of alcohol from a party not long ago, and my Serbian friend, when he takes me to a Serbian restaurant, we always get their version of a
Slivovitz?
Serbian plum brandy. Now this is a rakia. Rakia is what it's called, and it is this particular bottle is new to me because we usually drink a different type of maker, but this is cool because look at the old lady on the front, the elder here,
Nice.
and it says in quotes
That's awesome.
"priva," which actually means like "fuck off" in Serbia, which is kind of funny. And jebiga, it's really good. I'm gonna pour some now. And typically, when you drink this, you drink it straight. You're just sipping on it. And again, it's technically a Serbian brandy. It's based from
Okay.
plum, and you drink it on the side as to complement what we always do. We drink it with sparkling water. So this is not my actual go-to sparkling water choice, but I was on a phone call before this episode, and I was like, I was gonna walk to Walgreens, but then I was like, oh yeah, we have that one of those like vending machines in our building, Tulu. So shout out to Tulu for having the last LaCroix available. And now I have that. So there's that. That's what I'm drinking today, guys.
Nice. I
That's
want
some
to
shit in
find a
chat,
way to
Jorge.
buy some Serbian whiskey. It's called Slivovitz, I think. I don't even know it's whiskey, but it's some kind of hard liquor. And
shit.
I used to drink that shit in college, and that it was nasty, but you drink it. It was kind of like a Malort in that way.
Kind of like Malort. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to make a list of that because I love Malort. What are you doing? All right. Yadu, what are you trying to make?
I'm making a pizza, but for my drink, I've got
Soju?
soju and a beer
Soju and Blue
because I
Moon.
found some remaining soju from kickback out a couple weeks ago.
Then
Damn.
Yadu's link.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like. Wait, send Yadu's like. Oh yeah, shit. All right, and then what I'm doing is the Kaleidoscope Blonde Ale from Petals and Pints Brewing Company.
Spilled his beer everywhere.
Wait,
Yeah.
I did.
Where's that?
Wait, I
No,
did.
Yadu did.
Oh, Yadu,
No, Yadu
I missed
did.
it.
Because he poured it
we're-
in the phone.
the
Just
Blue Moon
like,
Mango, by the way.
Melvin Brewing. Sorry, Melvin Brewing. Alpine,
Melvin.
Alpine,
Yeah.
not Wisconsin, Wyoming. Hold
Yeah.
on. Where
Yeah.
is Yadu? Here we go. I
They
thought
win,
I gave you Yadu.
they win a lot of awards at the Great American Beer Fest every year.
Oh, did it?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're
So-
a pretty highly award-winning brewery.
Those guys, Melvin
Nice.
Brewery. Nice. All right, guys. Well,
Yeah.
cheers.
Someone said Serbia
Sure.
tariffs crazy.
Sir. Yeah, he also
No,
said
that's true.
yeah, and also bottom right is filming from a BlackBerry.
Oh
know.
man, that's
That's
you,
your
JP.
Jake.
My
That's
video
you,
quality
JP.
sucks. I get it.
I thought it looked fine. I thought it looked better than usual today. I don't know.
Better than yesterday because
I mean, it still kind of looks like an
Last
Al Qaeda
episode.
hostage video, but
Whoa.
Are you okay,
Wow.
JP?
Wait, but cheers. But cheers again.
Cheers.
Again.
Is that gonna get us demonetized?
Dude, when we get monetized,
we
when we
gotta
get-
make money first.
yeah, we gotta get
Cheers.
monetized first to
We
get
get
demonetized.
pre-demonetized.
Mhm. I don't know.
Yeah.
You
Jeez.
giving us a little bit of a skin show over there might get us demonetized. Though. What's up?
What? Whoa.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of a sus comic, Jorge. Kind of sus.
I thought I had gotten onto like one of those like sexy cooking shows.
I mean, do you think
I
that
guess
will
double
get us
sus.
more views though? It's just like three dudes staring at.
Triple sus.
Yeah, right. But yeah, Yadu, what's up? How's Gen Z?
Fucking bad, dude.
Awesome, great. All right, so first topic of the day, though. Actually, no, JP, you had a topic. Let's see. What did you say you wanted to talk about? Actually,
Well, actually,
I
we could start off with this one topic that I just thought of.
okay. Well, actually, I should say,
because-
should we do those topics versus, or are we gonna We're probably gonna naturally get into
I got a
tariffs.
shit ton of. I got a shit.
We
ton of
could do
questions
whatever.
for our guests here.
But
As
yeah,
long
you know
as we
what?
have something to talk about.
All right,
That's all that
go
matters.
ahead, JP. Go ahead, JP. We'll start. We'll do the spicier stuff a little later.
So, I don't know if there is a record for this, but Aaron and his family might have a record for the amount of breweries they brought their kids to. So, what number is that at right now, Aaron?
Okay, I need to look up Gloria. I think Gloria's. So I just took my daughter to Cleveland to go to a concert on Friday. By the way, she's 9.
Damn, bro.
Yeah,
I used to
overall,
live in
it
Cleveland,
kinda
by the
does.
way. I used to live in
Fuck
Cleveland, by
Cleveland.
the way.
It's got
Oh, okay,
fire.
cool.
We
Go
went
on.
to Masthead downtown, which I absolutely love. So Masthead was her 65th brewery in her 11th state.
Wait.
Wow.
Wow.
And mind you, she's 9 years old. And then my 5-year-old son has been to 24 breweries in 7 states so far.
Damn.
What's their favorite beers?
Have they tasted?
So-
Like, did you let them taste it a little bit? You know, just like here.
No,
Here's the.
my daughter just had like her first sip of wine the other week because she was curious,
Ah.
and we were like, "You're here, like you can take a sip of wine to see,"
Mhm.
because she was like, "Oh, that smells so good," and she of course like took a little sip and was like, "Blah, "This is horrible."
Yeah.
But they will legit smell every single beer that my wife and I get, and they think that it smells great. And I'm like, "Yeah, if you tasted this, you would think otherwise." But we'll keep it at that for now.
Nice. Wait,
So,
hold on.
what's your favorite brewery? Like one that stood out the most to you? That's like, I guess, had like the best atmosphere to like visit.
Oh man. So best atmosphere?
Well, like I guess for
Um,
like if you're bringing your family there, something that like I've been to
You-
quite a few that
okay,
were
are you
quite
talking
good like that.
of the breweries that I've been to with the kids? Like
Yeah,
what
yeah.
has been the favorite?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's a tough call. Now I have to look back through like
Oh man,
the list
sorry
to
to put you on
see.
the spot
'Cause
there.
there's tons of like no. That's the whole point of this. It's like you're supposed to
Yeah.
um
Isn't there
'cause
a
there's, like,
masthead in Maine
super-
as well, if I remember?
Yeah, I thought Masthead was from Maine. Because I recall if it's Masthead, they had like this amazing peanut butter stout called Gunner's Daughter. You guys
No,
ever heard of
you're
that?
thinking of
Oh, Full Mass. I'm thinking Full
you're thinking
Mass.
of You're thinking of Mast Landing.
Mass Landing?
Oh yes, because I was there
Mast
last time. I was in
Landing
Maine.
is in Maine. Mast
Okay.
Head is in Cleveland.
Wait, Mass.
Ah.
That happens quite a lot.
Yep.
All right, let me
Yeah,
look
yeah.
that up real quick.
I thought maybe they expanded to Cleveland. That's what I was thinking. But
I'm gonna say so. We went to
Yeah, you're right. Mass Landing.
my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law got married out in Washington, and we ended up going to Leavenworth. and we went to Leavenworth. If no one has been there or knows what it is, it's like really set like an old like European like village. Just like looks like a Nordic ski town, like in the entire thing. And
Hmm.
so you basically are walking down Main Street, and there's just like gorgeous mountains in the background everywhere. And then like smack dab in the middle of this main street is this brewery called Icicle Brewing. That's very just like old world looking, like everything is just like that. And just the ambiance of being there and everything was super, super pretty. So that was probably one of my favorites that I took them to. Um, the beers were very good as
Hmm.
well, which is always a plus for me. So
Yeah.
there's a ton that I haven't like. I really want to take the kids to more like breweries in the mountains, like in Colorado and
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Asheville is like one of the biggest beer cities in probably the world, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So
really?
I have
Asheville,
aspirations.
Asheville's amazing.
Yeah,
Real quick though, like, is
yeah.
there any difference in terms of like mountain breweries versus like not mountain breweries?
Um, I mean, outside of the scenicness, the beer can taste different because depending on the type of water that they're using. There
Ah,
are quite a
Hmm.
few breweries in like the mountains that use like natural spring water that literally rolls off the mountains. And it's so in beer, you kind of use not to get like super technical because no, that's like super nerdy and no one wants to hear that.
oh no,
I want to
we
hear it.
want to, we want
We
to.
want to.
Breweries
Go,
will
We
go, go.
want the
oftentimes.
nerd. We want the
All
nerd
right, cool.
beer.
Yeah, the nerd beer. Yeah, go.
That's what I was hoping. I was like,
Yeah.
we all seem like we're kind of nerds.
This works. Yeah.
So in beer,
Fucking
you
maybe you guys,
obviously
dorks.
He's Yadu's definitely a nerd. But keep
um
going.
so you've got all your minerals in your waters that in beer usually breweries will strip the minerals out. So they'll do like reverse osmosis to take everything out, and then they'll just put
Hmm.
back in the minerals that they want or the salts that they want certain minerals on. But a lot of times the water in like Colorado or any sort of mountain area, you'll get really good water that you don't necessarily need to do that, and it's usually really unique. So it can lend to really good tasting, different styles depending on what you're trying to do and what the water is. So a lot of those breweries just don't have to do that as much. The other crazy thing is depending on how the river is flowing. I learned this like a few months ago from a brewery in Colorado. So they'll have times where their water profile will completely change halfway through the year. So they'll have a recipe for a beer that they brew 6 months out of the year, and then the water profile will change because of the way that the rivers and the water flows. So they'll have to have a completely different recipe with a different water profile
Oh, wow.
for the other
That's
six
wild.
months.
Really
Yeah. I
interesting.
was like, what? Like, that's insane. And it's just not something like the reason that I didn't know about it is in Chicago and most places, you don't have that. Like, your
No.
Yeah.
water is not going to change. If it does, then it means someone at the water treatment plant like fucked something up. And that's when you're like, oh, I got a bunch of
Why?
iron in my water
Why
for
is there
to
lead in my
treated.
beer?
Yeah. No,
That's when an email comes and they're like, please run your water in the lowest point of your house for like a few minutes before you drink or
Mm.
cook with it.
I was curious about that because,
I've had that.
when I visited Peru and Cusco, Cusco apparently had a lot of breweries. And as you know, Cusco is very high elevation. But not just that place, but there was also
Yeah.
a few breweries that were popping up at Yading area in China, which is also very high elevation, close to like Tibet area. And I am actually very proud to be the first and maybe the only still check-in for this yak beer. It's a beer that uses the hops that they use when they cook their yak meat over in that area. And it was a lager.
What?
It was delicious. Here, I'll try to bring it up. after I'm doing. And oh yeah, to chat, we'll talk about what I'm painting later. That's gonna be a nice topic later. But yeah, no.
Says you.
Says me. It says you guys said you want a nerd. It's gonna be the
No,
most
no,
nerdy thing here.
I'm
But
just giving you shit.
I know.
Look at Jorge canceling training for a goddamn party.
No,
Oh,
and also
damn.
I do want to ask though, like,
Shots fired.
is there?
I have a fucking credit card bill to pay off, Jorge.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, dude, fucking. All right, we're still talking about beer. Hold on, we're going off topic here. Sorry, sorry, Aaron. One thing I
you're
did
good.
want to ask though is aside from, I asked about the mountain beer stuff. There is a lot of breweries that seem to pop up in like high mountainous regions on like rural areas of other countries. But have you noticed that like brewing in general is just gotten I guess I could say more worldwide, I guess. Like the whole concept of like just building a microbrewery, I feel like has grown now outside of the United States. Because like places like Peru, because
Yeah.
I'm from Peru, or China, for example. China's not known for their beer, and suddenly now they're doing microbreweries. Japan too, actually.
Yeah, I think it's more like beer has always been a thing, but really beer obviously wasn't super popular in a lot of countries upwards of like through the 1980s. And then it started to catch on, and like even in the US, I remember talking to people, and it was like everyone would make fun of the US for the beer because when you thought of US beer, you thought of, Budweiser and Miller. Uh, and then
Yeah.
that started to shift in really like the mid 90s. It was like a slow shift. And then into the 2000s, especially around like the late, like, kind of 2000 era, 2007, 2008, it started really shifting. And then that kind of caught on because the United States started just really experimenting with a lot of different styles of beer. And then that kind of caught fire, honestly, in other parts of the world. And so then it became this thing where I talked to some guys that own a brewery in Britain, and they were like, or the UK, and they were like, we used to make fun of you guys as brewers, and now we're actually here right now because we're researching styles of beer that the US is doing. Because we've now flipped the script and we're looking at what beers you guys are brewing to influence us, which has completely changed. And that kind of like took storm in all parts of the world, honestly. And the other big thing is, as you know, like here in the US, the number of craft breweries like started skyrocketing. It's now over 7,000 breweries in the US alone, which is
Wow.
insane. And so
Wow.
it became really popular, and this became more of a worldwide thing as well. That it was rather than opening a brewery and thinking, hey, we're going to distribute this in all of these stores, it became more of the thing that was honestly a thing in kind of the like pre-prohibition days of
Hmm.
you have a brewery that's making beer in like every neighborhood. And so rather than opening a brewery for, hey, we're going to make tons of beer and distribute it to multiple states, it became a, hey, we're going to be the brew pub or brewery for our neighborhood. And we're really just trying to make something so that people can enjoy beer in the immediate area. That has become more of a thing of where is there an area that doesn't have a brewery that somebody can put one up that can like be that local business and local libation thing. And that's not just like here. It's literally like, Peru, China. It doesn't really matter where you
Yeah.
go now. I just signed. So we started branching out our software to literally like the globe.
Yeah.
And last week I signed my first brewery in Israel, and I signed my
That's cool.
first brewery in Australia that uses
Nice.
our product.
Nice.
So it's like, and we already have like we have three in different parts of Africa. We've got one in Egypt. We have like, probably like 17 or so in the UK and Ireland. So it's like we're kind of getting more and more overseas now, which is cool to see.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Any of them hiring graphic
Yeah.
design interns?
oh
You guys laugh, but I'm
Yeah.
dead fucking serious.
Oh no, I believe you're serious. You know, it's hard for you guys right now.
I wish
Yeah,
you
sorry.
were.
So yeah. Sorry, Aaron. The cat's out of the bag. This is just a whole elaborate way that Yadu is basically trying to get a job. Sorry, we're not real cast.
Yeah.
This is our first episode.
These days,
Yeah,
you
this is our
gotta
first
be
and only
creative in
episode.
like how you can seek out your next employment. So
Right.
This whole thing is just an ad for me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why he's
mad
all
props
set.
for that.
That's why he's showing his muscles right now. He's all that shit right now.
This is the same thing I wear every cast.
All right, here, hold on. Let me show you
like-
guys.
Just this time, I'm
This is
from the
what I
neck
can
down.
bring to the office space.
Yeah, here we go. All right, guys. If you see the screen right now, this is the company that I'm talking about, and I was the very first check-in, and apparently there were 3 more after me, but I was the very first check-in of Drunk Yak from Kangding Langsa Highland Barley Wine Company. Only
Cool.
4 check-ins in all, and this one was mine, the most photogenic one of them all.
And this was where?
This is in China. It was in Yading
Nice.
area. So I think
Sounds like
here,
something you made up.
2023. Nah, look at it here. May
Sounds like my
20
evil twin brother.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So there you go. So this is where you guys is. If ever you guys are in the Yading area of China, there you go. Drunk Yak. It was amazing. The barley that they use for their meat is it's great. Oh, they can't see your face, Yadu. They're saying.
Yeah, move your camera back.
I
a little
know.
bit. Oh, you don't.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
The pizza would be visible. I
There.
make the pizza.
No,
That's like part of
well, that's
today's
what I
stream. It's a
I
special
said back
episode.
it. That's why I said back it up. You can't
That's-
back it up.
Yeah, Max. That's a specific info I really needed tonight. Thank you.
There you
Yes,
go.
That's true, Max.
There you go. There you go. All right. We still okay. Up. All right.
Yeah. So you mentioned Asheville, by the way. I did go to Asheville maybe a long time ago, and there was okay. Rest in peace. This brewery, this place that was really good. Barimi, what's it called? Sours. They were known for their sours in Asheville. Barimi, was it called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barimi.
They're no longer there. But I also have one check-in that no one checked in for an Untapped, and it was a beer. Hold on, did something move behind me? Oh shit!
Ghost are at horror. You have cats.
Cool to catch that on camera.
I
Get
do
a-
have
get a
cats.
ghost sighting.
Yeah, right. The wife is downtown right now because of an Amazon thing, so that's why I'm all
What?
alone.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh,
Okay.
He's scared at home.
Ooh, it'd be
This whole
amazing.
time it's
That's
JP's recording in your living room.
That's why he's.
I'm in the dark corner.
But no, going back to Asheville though. So you said you wanted to take your kids to Asheville. Obviously, Blue Ridge Mountains, beautiful. You've been there before, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What's your favorite brewery there?
It's Burial.
Burial. Okay, that sounds like what everybody's like. They're
Mhm.
mostly known for their stouts and porters, I believe, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I mean, they
Wait.
kind of do everything. They also do like their own version of Corona, which is freaking awesome.
Really?
'Cause
Are we
it's
talking
literally like those guys are cool because one, they do really good beer, and they also make their own wine. They just do kind of like a lot. I think they do their own coffee and stuff like that. But then they'll also package into tons of different formats. So they have this lager that basically is meant to be drank like Corona with a lime. And they bottle it in clear bottles for that reason as well.
Oh, okay.
Like their normal stuff is in 16-ounce cans, and then they have like other stuff that they'll format in like different like size bottles and stuff like that. So just that, and like the other reason that I really like that brewery is one of the co-owners who handles all of their marketing. If you ever look at like their social media and that, their like posts are just like super in depth. There are definitely people that think that they're like too much and annoying. But just like how like the the text like that they put into all of their posts and stuff like that is like super in depth and like really cool. And the photography of all of their marketing in that is just super on point. I've always been like a huge fan. So it's like, all right, your stuff that you make is super sick, but then also your marketing is super sick. And it's like just everything they do is super cool. They also have a gigantic mural of Tom Selleck and Sloth.
Yes,
Which
I
how
I,
can you not
I
think that
definitely I definitely have a picture of that. Actually, let me show that to.
Oh, really?
that
No, well, I have a yeah. When I was there, I think I took a took a picture of myself with it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, burial. Do they distribute
Sloth.
to Illinois though?
Oh no,
I
no,
haven't
no, no,
seen
no,
them.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't remember. I only had it when I
They
was in Nashville.
I don't know how many I don't think they distribute to that many states. It's like mainly East Coast for the most part. It might be only like a few states if anything.
Hmm.
But the only time I've ever really had their beer was when I was in North Carolina. Like um
Hmm.
so it's like I don't drink their beer a whole lot, but when I do, it's super good.
There you go,
Mm.
guys. Everybody,
But like if
there's
I'm
the
talking
mural.
about favorite brewery that I drink on the regular, like Revolution will win that by like a landslide
Revolution
Uh,
Berry.
over everyone.
Nice.
yeah, you did work there
Yeah,
for a while too.
I did work there as well, so that's
That's pretty much when I met you, was when you were working there, I think.
yeah, yeah. I'm
Nice.
slightly
So what
biased.
got so wait, you actually so you work on the brewing, right? But you brought up something about software. Is the software only the untapped portion that you were talking about, or there's also software that you've made or helped make? I was confused about that part. I'm sorry.
So, so I started my career in the beer industry. So I'm one of those weird people that I worked in beer. I worked for breweries for over a decade, but never worked as a brewer. So I started out in marketing and then actually moved to the operations side when I was working. I started out working for Goose Island. Um,
Oh.
and I legit like went to the operations side working in like wholesale of like shit like wholesaler shipments and stuff like that. And in my brain I had, well, maybe someday there'll be a smaller brewery that needs somebody who has both like the marketing sales side and the operations side knowledge to be like a GM of sorts. Not
Mhm.
realizing that that was legitimately the role that I would be in when I went to more. But then I moved over to Revolution and I ran their specialty program. So like they're really known for their barrel age series, the Deepwood series. So I was in charge of like kind of all of that, like determining what kind of beers we made and the release schedule. And I created what is now their small batch like release, which is all the 16-ounce cans. So
Oh
that
wow.
started when I was there. Yeah.
Mm.
And then was kind of like thinking about leaving. I met the team from More at a Great American Beer Festival in Denver one year,
Sonny and Perry, right?
and they
Yeah.
were yeah, and they were opening their production facility. And the conversation went from, man, I need somebody like you on my team. And then the third night we were hanging out, it was, I need you on my team. How do we make this happen?
Oh
So
wow.
then I went to work for them, ran everything from like I oversaw the entire like brewery operations, marketing, and sales there. So the only thing I didn't really touch was like kind of the tap rooms, and that because that would just been too much. So then I ended up leaving there, and now I work for a company that does beer software. So it's basically we have software that breweries use to track all of their production and the sales of their product. So I kind of like so I use like every facet of the company I work for. Literally, Untap for Business is like a menu platform that breweries and restaurants and all that use. We were using that at More. They own like consumer sales thing called Osner that we were using at More, and then we switched from another software over to Ollie when I was there as well. And then eventually they came to me and were like, "Hey, would you consider working for us? Since you know all of our products already anyway from using them." And I was like wanting to not have to be at the brewery all the time and be able to work remote. So I was like, heck yeah. Like that
Nice.
sounds awesome.
And now we're talking
So,
talking
yeah,
more MORE, right, for you guys, right? Not
Yeah,
right, because
not
like
the one you drink.
exactly, because the one
Not-
that's my
not Moore's.
yeah, Moore's MOOR apostrophe S. That one is my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
And I met those guys when
I
they
can
were
tell
only.
you, okay, so
Oh, you
This
got
one.
a story? Okay, here
All
we
right.
go.
okay. So you
Don't
asked
break
if
my
anything
heart.
was off limits, and I said no. And for better or for
Oh.
worse, because I don't really care anymore because I don't work for the company anymore, and I also
Okay.
don't even live in Chicago.
Okay. Here we
There
So they
was
can't get you.
definitely
They can't hurt
there-
you, Aaron.
yeah.
go.
Well, they could like they could see this
Bro.
and like be like, man, well, you got to bring that up. But like, I didn't sign anything.
That
Like,
reminds me, we have
I'm
stuff
also
talking
like
about
not gonna.
ChatGPT.
I'm not gonna shit on either one of them really.
Right.
But I will
But
say more and more
But
do not like each other.
oh really?
Uh,
How come?
So Moore's filed a trademark for their name, and then Moore filed like an injunction to block it because they were like, no, like your name is too close. We have a trademark on More, and more is there is consumer confusion. And they actually, I don't know what the resolve was on that. Like, obviously, they resolved something because Moore's still exists, and so does More.
right.
I don't know that Moore's actually got a trademark through for their name or not.
Oh really?
But yeah, I know that they were definitely like actively blocking that when I was there.
Mhm.
And I actually had a number of like examples of consumer confusion of friends who were like, oh my gosh, like I'm at the aviary and they have your beer here. And I'm like, no, that's MOOR apostrophe S. And so, yeah, at one point with our lawyer, I had to submit all the examples of consumer confusion, and I had like 8 to 10 of them alone myself.
oh man,
All right. Well, I'm gonna
So,
tell you. I'm gonna
It
tell
was
you.
definitely like semi-legit.
I'm gonna-
just the odds of that happening within like a close vicinity of each other. You know, it's kind of crazy.
Our friend in
The thing
chat
is, if
said
they were
name
in a
every
different part of
beer.
the country, it
What's up?
wouldn't matter. But the
Right.
fact that they're both in the Chicagoland area,
Yes.
it's like, dude, did you
Yeah.
not do your like due diligence? Like,
yeah,
obviously they
someone
did,
did
and
it,
obviously it was like, well, they're More and we're Moors, and it
Yeah.
like
No,
I'm sorry, I
it's,
would have been like,
it's literally the coming to America, like thing. They're McDonald's, we're
Dude, yes.
McDougal's. Yeah, we're the Golden Arch.
Yeah.
yes. So
yeah,
here's the thing.
yeah,
I
it was
met
McDonald's and McDowell's.
McDowell's. Yeah. and
coming to America, baby.
fucking
Sounds-
love that part. But no,
sounds like a-
100% what it was.
Here's the funny thing. I knew about Moore's before I knew about Moore Brewery. And it's because I used to live in South Loop, 16th Street Bar, rest in peace, guys. Those guys, I
Rest
think it
in
was
peace.
well, yeah, it's no longer there. I that was my story from last week. Those guys were actually promoting the beer when they were just starting. Moore's, I'm talking about. Like they only had like one. They were only like distributing to like one grocery store in South Loop. That's it. At the time that I met these guys that were promoting it at 16th Street Bar in South Loop, and then when I moved out to the burbs up to the north, once I saw them at my local Mariano's, I was so fucking glad. So shouts out to Moore's. They're my favorite one actually. I know you guys like Moore. I like Moore's. Just saying.
I've never
Shout
had
out-
more,
shout out-
so I can't
shout out-
judge.
Shout out to Jorge right now. He just said Marianos. He always says Marianos. And
Marianos.
the first time I heard you say it correctly, well, I
You know,
think
you know
it's
what's funny?
correct.
You know what's
Marianos.
funny? I gotta say something. I gotta be honest. I actually stopped my head right when I was about to say it. My head corrected it right there, and I remembered. And then I actually didn't know if I was gonna say the right way. I just thought, I know the way that I usually say it. Everyone says it's wrong, so let me say it the other way. And I guess
And I
it's
hate
correct.
it. I hate when you say Marianos. I'm like, where is the
Marianos.
E? But yeah.
What E? Marianos. Marianos. Where's the E? There's no E when I say it. Marianos.
It's like Mary. You're saying, well, I guess like Mary, like Maria.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
How do you say, how do you say like Mario
Sounds like
Brothers?
happy.
Mario.
Exactly, Mario.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mario.
So I always think of.
Cool Whip.
So it's funny that you say it that
There's
way.
people who say
because-
Mario.
So if you rewatch, I think it's Ghostbusters 2, Louis Tully in Ghostbusters 2, when he's leaving and he's talking to Janine, and he's like, would you like to get something to eat with me? And then he's like, we can get together, play Boggle or Super Mario Brothers. And he says Super Mario Brothers as Super Mario Brothers.
Where's he from?
So you saying Marianos makes me think.
Where's he from? Where's that person
Oh,
from?
I feel like it's Brooklyn. I think that's a Brooklyn thing, isn't it?
I think it's a New York thing because there's
Yeah,
these
yeah,
two
that's a
dudes
New
who have a
York thing for
podcast
sure.
and they're from Queens and they say Mario.
Mario.
Oh,
Yeah,
Mario.
Mario Brothers.
It's Super Mario Brothers. And Mario is based out of New York. What the hell's going on? The
Well,
story is based out of New
Mario. No, actually,
That was my audio. I switched over my mic finally.
what? It's fine. It's fine.
That's
But
definitely a New York thing.
I mean, was it
It might
the?
be like a
I was gonna say the John Leguizamo
might depend
movie.
where you-
That was also. Didn't they say Mario sometimes too?
No way.
I'm talking
No
about. I'm
way.
talking about the live action one.
No, I know. No,
think so.
I'm not saying no way like I doubt you. I'm like, no way. I hope that's not the fucking
Mary.
case.
I feel like they might have. I don't know why. I mean, they had a thick
You know-
Brooklyn accent over it.
There was this on the topics of Mario. There was this famous, like, one of my favorite YouTube videos like ever was this guy from Baltimore. I can't think of his name, but he was a YouTuber, and it was early YouTube days, like 2008, 2007, like around that time. And he had made like a very dramatic episode about him, Luigi saying, "No, I don't want to save Peach anymore." You guys never saw this video?
Nah, that's.
We should try to.
Definitely not.
No.
It was hilarious. It was hilarious. It was intense. It was
Definitely
serious, and the Marios was fighting. But I just remember him saying, because their names, because Mario's name is Mario. His first and last name the same. It's pretty dumb. And Luigi Mario.
Hold on. Actually, that's the thing. I think the live action movie, introduced that. I don't think Mario ever had a last name except when.
No, I
that
think
movie
they
came
did
out.
that because of the meme where people are like, "Oh, Mario Brothers, is that their last name?"
This
and they
is
were
but
like, "Fuck
this
it."
is
This
well,
is before memes.
yeah, this is before memes
Jesus.
though.
Yeah, dude, the Gen Z attack right there.
Yeah, right.
Wait, he just said they never had a last name.
They never
No,
did.
but this is way before memes. Like this is way before.
This actually might be
like,
before you were born. When were you born again?
2003.
2001. Oh Jesus!
2000. Yeah, no, Gabe. Remember 2 years after 9/11.
2 years
Oh.
after 9/11.
Oh, man.
That's a great.
That's
That's
why
a
you're
good way to
a little less broken than us all. But the thing,
do it. Brother
But
You
Mario
remember
Brothers.
that? You remember 9/11?
yeah, but
Yeah,
hold
dude.
on.
Yeah, no, it's
I
way
think-
before him. The live action was in 1993. So yeah.
Maybe,
Oh fuck, that was like 10
maybe
years before me.
Nintendo America introduced the idea of them having a last name because, like, obviously Mario's name is different in Japan. I think.
No,
wasn't
no.
it?
Well, it was Jumpman.
Like when they first. Okay, exactly.
No.
So when they
It was
introduced Luigi. They said Mario Brothers.
No. It was
Mario.
Jumpman when he was introduced in Donkey Kong, which was the first game that he was in.
Of course.
Yo, but
course.
then they had Mario Brothers.
It was Mario Jumpman.
That was back at just Donkey Kong time. But then when he had his own game, which was Mario Brothers, and that was the one that was like the single like screen thing.
Yeah.
That
Of
was when
course.
that's when he was named Mario. And then they had Super
On
Mario,
Nintendo.
which is the Nintendo one that we all remember. Super
Pizza's
Mario
almost
was the one
ready,
we
guys.
chose.
It's gonna be
Super
sick.
Mario Brothers.
Yeah, then it was Super Mario
Yeah.
Brothers, right? And there was Super was because it was like it was a side scroller game rather than just a single screen thing, which was the original game. But yeah.
Okay, that's a good thing to bring up. I thought it was called Super just because it was following the system it released on. Super Mario Brothers Super Nintendo. Or
It
was
did-
Super Mario
No!
Brothers?
No, that was
Okay,
on
first in the
regular.
that was
Nintendo.
regular NES, yeah.
Oh,
Regular NES. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So maybe that's what created Nintendo to name their next system Super Nintendo.
I mean,
Like,
No, I don't think that was it. definitely,
that was
definitely not that.
1986.
how can we
I
conclude
remember
such
being
things?
like 7 or 8 and at a sleepover and playing the game till like 5 in the morning,
Yeah,
trying to
Yeah.
beat it.
yeah.
You
no,
game at all, Aaron?
No, not really.
God damn it! No.
Yeah, hold on.
Sorry.
Real quick. This is a good
Ruined it.
Take
segue.
him off.
This is a good segue, guys. Well,
Oh,
whoever
I-
was asking me, I'm painting.
A game in
Oh, sorry, go
as
ahead.
far as like regular NES. That's about it.
That's what we're talking about. We're talking to your territory right now, old man. But hold on.
Oh,
for a
we're
second.
talking like
Wait, hold on. So I was gonna say this weekend, guys, C2E2 in Chicago. All right, I'm
We're all
going.
going.
I'm all wearing, and I'm gonna dress up as Cloud Strife. So that's what I'm painting right now for one of the chatters that asked about
Pizza's
that.
ready.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm building the costume, and I'm like running out of time. That's why I'm kind of painting and talking to you guys. Also, side note, I'm on my second beer. This time I switched to Three Floyd's Calumet Queen. It's a Kolsch style ale. There you go, Calumet Queen with the
Calumet.
Nice.
Calumet
That looks
Queen, like the
cool.
city.
Calumet Queen,
Calumet-
yeah.
Oh,
and it's got a really
Calumet.
nice logo
Calumet
here.
City and Calumet
a
Avenue.
green
Yeah.
person.
There you go.
Okay.
It's a Kolsch style,
The
Kolsch
green
style
people
beer.
are taking over.
Right.
Nice.
Cheers, guys.
I
Cheers.
didn't know that they were making that
Cheers,
in cans
cheers.
now. I'm jealous.
Wait. Oh, shit. I was
Mm.
checking if there was more, and there is more.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Can't
Actually.
cheers because I'm out.
Oh no.
I need a refill.
All right, go refill while we're talking nerd stuff.
All right.
Get a refill. Yeah, we
I can-
occasionally
or
get
I
up
can
and walk
text-
away and refill
Yeah.
our beers, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
okay.
No, I got my mini
And
fridge
as-
right
like,
next
as
to
the-
me. That's
as
why I
the
put.
guest, can I get up and walk away and
prepare-
get a new beer?
Or text
Prepare
Angie and
yourself
be like,
for a
No, you're not the
Prepare
you're not the first
I mean-
first guest to walk away. No, don't worry. But we can talk C2E2 while he's out though, real quick.
Nice. C2E2.
So
C2E2. I'm
C2E2.
gonna
Go ahead.
be like a Star Wars related
all
Jedi
gooder.
like character, you know. I'm thinking about getting a mask and like being like all Sith Lord type shit, but I don't know. I like to be a good guy. You know, being a bad guy is just that's whack.
No, you're not.
Why be evil?
You're always
Why
the
right.
be evil
Dude,
when you have
you-
power to help?
What are you talking about? You're always the bad guy
Yeah,
in our
yeah, okay,
cast.
Gabe.
Why am I the bad guy?
you're always the
because
t-
our politics are different. That's
Exactly.
why.
You're always a contrarian, therefore you're bad. You're the Sith Lord. Plus, not only
I'm
that,
the
I thought
Relatively
Why
to you
are
guys.
124% tariffs on China bad?
Well,
you
that's
did.
that.
You did
What
ask
did I
that.
just
You
walk
did ask
into?
that.
I'm not gonna. No, I was no.
We're back to
I didn't
Terrace.
ask-
Terrace was
first-
always going to
first-
sleep on us.
we not. Hold on. Okay.
$30,000.
To be fair. To
Did
be
anyone
fair.
else see that? They were about to be $30,000 fucking dollars.
What do you mean?
Oh, by the way, let's talk about that. He fucking basically did the biggest rug pull in history today. Probably not the biggest, but he fucking posted on
Yeah.
Truth Social.
Yeah.
Now's a good time to buy, and then an
Oh, yeah.
hour later,
Insider trading right there.
that's
no one's gonna
astronomical
prosecute that.
levels of insider trading.
Oh yeah, no one's going to prosecute that though. He's not going to prosecute that.
Oh yeah, no, because the Supreme Court said he can just do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, and also crypto,
sure.
There you
crypto,
go.
crypto.
Drinking
Nice.
a local for y'all.
Sorry,
I
what?
don't know.
I switched to Revolution.
It was
Oh,
Yeah,
you
it
switched
was
to
a
Revolution.
24
Nice.
there was a 2,400 point game and 2 trillion gained in the market from that tweet.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit. But here we are.
Yeah.
This is the world we live in. That whole tariff thing is stupid as fuck. He wants, and if he really wants to devalue the dollar just because he wants to bring manufacturing back, like that's not gonna work the way that he thinks it's going to.
No, no.
Yeah, like I said, if they make iPhones in the U.S., it was going to cost anywhere between.
Y'all, you
like-
guys are takes on this. Like to me, I
No,
don't know.
Apple
if it-
said the numbers. I'm not giving you takes right now. I'm telling you what was told. It was between the window of $30,000 to $100,000 to buy an iPhone if they started manufacturing them in the U.S.
Okay, so here's the thing, guys. Here is the fucking thing. So you mean
America
to
lives
tell
in a
me?
tree-based economy. We can't handle that.
No. Let's go back
Let's
for a
keep
second.
talking.
So
Let's see
what?
what he's saying.
So what does that tell you about our privilege here? If our iPhones,
What has to do with anything?
no. And this is what I always say. I'm one of those people who think like, can any of us really be good people as Americans? Because like we benefit so much off the backs of other countries. And right now, if the whole argument is like, oh, we shouldn't be putting on tariffs on other countries because you're trying to bring manufacturing here, and manufacturing here is going to be more expensive, and it's going to be charged on the consumer, someone is paying the cost. There are people
So
paying the
you're
cost.
you're referring to the deficiencies of the neoliberal free trade ideology that has been around since like the late 70s.
Yeah, welcome to socialism, brother.
No.
No.
The neoliberalism
That's what
is
I'm saying.
bad.
Yeah,
And
neoliberalism is bad, but that's kind of
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm thinking that when I look at this, I look at this as more so as a negative, one of the negatives of capitalism. Obviously, I'm a capitalist. I work in capitalism. That's what I do, and we're American. And to thrive in America, you have to be a capitalist. But you can't be just ignorant and just pretend that our hands are clean. We're good people. We're on the right side. We're fighting for the right argument.
Who is pretending that? None of us are pretending.
Well,
that.
Yeah.
Well, like Yadu was just making an argument like, oh, Apple says it's going to be way more expensive. Like, let's keep making those slaves work. Let's keep making those
1,000 times we're shit people.
Yeah, no, but that's not the thing, man. Like, okay, there's the biggest.
is the thing.
No. The biggest context to all of that is the fact that if you want to bring manufacturing back to the United States, you need a more centralized and very heavy-handed government approach to build those manufacturing jobs, build those factories, give all that money to companies to start building, to start hiring for those. Like, we need our own infrastructure to come back.
No.
And at the same time, no. That's what it's supposed to happen. See, like what you're talking about right now, it's like, okay, yeah, look at what's going on. Like,
what it takes to make an iPhone. What does it take to make an iPhone?
Right,
Mining cobalt in the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Child
labor. And then it takes factories and manufacturing places.
But this is the problem. Look, here's the problem. We're arguing the same thing. The only problem is what you're saying is like, oh, we're too privileged to what we did, blah 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 blah. Which is, to be honest, it's a bit of a weird argument, a little bit, because it's not really.
How is it a weird argument?
Because it's a weird argument because like what is that related to tariffs, for example, right? Or the idea here is that where would that actually solve if we say, okay, yeah, then don't buy iPhones anymore, right? Because we're exploiting other countries. No. Do you know why we're exploiting other countries?
Every smartphone company.
We're exploiting other countries because of the capitalist system. We are exploiting the companies because of the higher class that doesn't want to pay their fair share here in the United States, and they want to stifle any sort of giant government program to basically spread the wealth here in the United States. You want tariffs to work.
Ultra wealthy. No,
Which
I'm not talking about tariffs.
I
wasn't talking about tariffs.
Oh my God, dude, we were talking about tariffs. How did you not talk about tariffs?
I know, but I was commenting on Yadu's comment about Apple.
Yeah, but dude, look. You're I get it, but you're deflecting. Here's the problem.
I'm not deflecting.
Because you were just talking about why we're exploiting the other countries. This is why we're exploiting other countries.
I would say it's more like a red herring than a deflection. So it's
okay. It's a red herring, sure.
If we're bringing up tariffs, we got to bring up why they exist.
Well, I'm not defending tariffs. I don't.
Hey, Aaron. That's crazy. Sorry. Hey, by the way, we got a guest named Aaron.
Isn't that
he works at Untapped. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No,
like,
no, he works for that company who owns Untapped.
Yeah, yes. But no, I'm sorry. Once some alcohol is right, this is my second one. Politics will always end up getting as best as I could. Yeah. What's the pizza update?
Yeah.
Yadu, pizza update.
Halfway through.
These are the exact arguments. I was like, I can't have these arguments anymore on the internet.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
You know what they do? You know what these arguments do? They go like this.
Yes. Yes, because none of us can
Yeah.
change anything. None, like we're not. I mean, we're trying to
That's
use.
not true.
Well, we're trying to use
That's
the
not
power
true.
of our cast to basically.
This is
maybe-
engagement bait. This is engagement bait. We need people to engage.
Oh no! We
Actually,
need to be a
He was watching the
mukbang.
stream and he just texted me, "Yo, this is boring. Can you guys start arguing or something?"
Wait, Jorge just
You think I brought up tariffs?
wait. Jorge just said you're mudbanging. You're like eating a
Nah,
whole pizza.
I would have like the microphone in the pizza if I was.
Wait,
if I was.
Wait, that
mukbanging.
reminds me.
Chat,
Yadu, tell
chat.
us about that time. So Yadu goes to one of the most prestigious art schools in the world, and by the way,
Is it?
the flex of the muscles. Oh, what do you mean? Is it okay? Whatever, uncultured. But anyway, so anyhow, tell us about the finals when people were presenting about mudbangs, and tell us about what you learned.
Mukbang.
Holy shit! Okay, so I took a sociology of food class last semester. Great class. Professor was great. And the final assignment was like you had to pick a topic, present on this topic, and you also had to do it was sociology, so you had to do interviews with people and you had to gather qualitative data. Yo, one kid didn't even gather data, just fucking did like a 15-minute presentation about mukbangs.
By the way, chat, mukbangs is basically a video of watching people eat. And like they really get
Wow.
into the
But
microphone. You
apparently
just hear
America
the
has like
sloppiness.
very much like bastardized what it used to like in Asian
I don't
culture,
know,
like what it
it's-
used to be. I forget which country it started in because
It must be
Japan.
Korea.
was talking about
I
like
think it was
its
Korea.
origins. Okay, well they used like it was supposed to be like okay, you sit down, you watch this like this person's eating with you. It's like almost like having a meal with someone.
Oh.
Now it's like okay, now it's gonna be someone
South
eating like
Korea.
a ridiculous
You're right.
amount of
Yeah,
food.
that's what I remember. It was originated from Korea. I just didn't know what the origin is. I thought it was just like a bunch of like K-pop idols eating, and then it's just people just look what they're eating.
I burned my mouth so bad on that first piece.
Nice. There's our update. There's our Gen Z update right there. Shit's bad, and he's burning his mouth now because he hates.
Yeah.
I
this.
gave up on applications, guys. I'm just cold emailing now.
I know. I
Speaking of
thought you created a cast just for you to get here, man. Aaron's gonna get you that internship, right, Aaron? No, that was the speculation. JP, did you vet these people?
No,
I forgot
So-
about that part in my bad.
Chat. Should we be a mukbang? Should we just be like three dudes or no? Actually, yeah,
No.
four people just watching Yadu eat. Should we just do that?
no, we would be eating too. They need to make sure all screens are filled with food. But hold on, I've seen
We
some
gotta
really
please.
mukbang
We gotta
videos.
vote. We gotta vote for one person.
Nice. Put a poll.
Can
Make
we
a poll.
talk about
can I make a poll?
what kind of pizza did you make?
Barbecue chicken.
That's a bastardized
Dude.
pizza.
Yeah,
Jesus
why?
Christ.
What?
Red onions?
Well,
Well, because I needed a
Protein,
whole chicken
yeah.
breast on the pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
A whole
Yep.
I'm taking the bulk
So
very
it's
seriously.
funny.
and
Have you
I'm
guys
trying to
ever
be
had
up
the
5 pounds by
barbecue
next
chicken
week.
from Peace Pizza? That is the best I've ever had.
Wait, hold on, Aaron. You had
Red onions, red peppers, low-fat
Yeah.
mozzarella, and Baby Ray's barbecue sauce with some. I
Ray's.
forget what the rub. I forget
Baby
what the
Ray's.
rub I used on the
Baby
chicken
Ray's.
was. But
So
I made that shit in like 30 minutes.
Hold on, Aaron. What do you guys say, Aaron, about that?
no, so I was gonna say, what's funny is especially to the people that are like, that's bastardized pizza. That's legit the pizza that I had for dinner tonight because my wife and I ordered Jets barbecue chicken pizza.
Nice.
Damn
Eight
it.
corner, baby.
I'm sorry.
Wait.
I'm not a big fan of barbecue on a pizza. It's like chicken is
Oh,
fine, but
man.
not barbecue chicken.
I'm idiot. What a dumb idiot.
Wow. Okay.
Wait. Whoa.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy, man. Damn, man.
No,
Next time
but hold
Yanni's
on.
gonna start eating a fucking pineapple pizza and stuff like that, then we have him
Yeah,
out.
just go like
He's
this
fucking,
and-
he's
No,
fucking
wait,
out of the
wait,
cast
wait.
if I see that shit.
I like pineapple pizza. I love pineapple pizza.
No, that shit's shit. Fuck that shit.
No. There used to be a place in Chicago. It recently just failed, actually.
Oh,
called
because of the
Leona's.
pineapple. Yeah, because of the pineapple pizza. That's why I failed.
There's a guy
No.
begging for Gabe to take a blinker right now.
Yeah, why?
I don't know. I don't know what that is, but
No,
anyway.
he just
That's when
said.
you take a
he-
pen.
I'm still trying to figure out what that is too.
Someone said it in chat. They said you take a pen and you hit it for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Wait,
I don't think you
I
can
mean-
do that on.
Are you smoking?
Yeah, not on the screen.
Were you
Who?
smoking? You. Why?
No,
Why they keep?
never.
Why they keep saying Gabe needs to hit the pen? Does
They just want me high, I guess, because I'm intense. I don't know.
I watched backlogs and I swore Gabe looked cooked. Damn.
That's funny.
They saw
Not
my
cooked.
first episode.
Hey, Chad,
Jesus.
you guys got any
Attacking
questions
the
for our
millennial.
guest? By the way, Cat?
Hey, somebody's watching backlogs. That's great.
That's
Nice.
dude. I told you, man. The YouTubes are coming up, man.
Right?
Yeah.
I still missed one of them because fucking Yadu doesn't know how to fucking save in a USB drive. You fucking idiot. All right.
I think
Anyway.
it's your fault.
No, that was totally
You
your
have a
fault.
bad USB.
No,
I got a
dude,
bad
it sounds like it
USB.
was your fault.
Yeah,
That
it sounds like a
sounds
Gen
your
Z
fault.
thing.
Beer.
Gen Zs
That's a
don't.
good
Gen
question.
Zs don't know how to fucking use a computer. I just noticed that.
Yeah,
I
dude. What
kind
the
of like
fuck?
the question in the comment. What's the worst beer?
Oh yeah, what is the worst beer you guys ever had? Aaron, go ahead.
Yeah.
This person's a Gen Zer.
And
Oh man, that's a tough one.
worst beer ever.
I think I already have a list.
I
think
gotta think of mine.
So that's a weird so that could fall into different categories. That could be like just worst beer because it could have had it could have made it poorly and it could have off flavors. Or it could just
true.
be like worst beer, like I think it tastes terrible because I don't like it. Because I'll tell you right now, every beer I've ever had with cucumber in it, I just can't do cucumber.
Oh.
And there are breweries that make cucumber beers, and they have all been fucking awful.
Dude,
Cucumber
Mm.
beers?
we just had
Oh.
we
Now
just
I want
had,
to try one and see.
we just had a chatter that said any
never
sour
had
beer,
one.
man. Get the fuck out of here.
What?
Hakulo.
Get outta
No,
here.
No, don't give me that
That
shit.
used to be my
Wait,
opinion
wait.
until I actually
No.
had good ones.
All
So
sours?
this
You didn't like all
person's
sours?
Exactly.
Boo.
For one, there's a delicious sour called La Tub. That's a great
Tub.
one. But there's another thing I do anytime I'm in Whole Foods, anytime I grocery shop, and I'm not in a rush, of course.
Probably my wife.
I go to the bar and I say, "What sour you got?" Because they only got like one fucking sour on the menu at all times. And it's always good. It's always a good sour. So go drink a Whole Foods sour. It's not a Whole Foods brand, but just go to the bar. And it's cheap, by the way. Whole Foods bar, that's the cheapest thing you can do in Whole Foods, I think, is go drink and get drunk there. Do it, knock it out.
All right.
That's what I do.
Real quick, this
also-
was my worst out beer. I don't know if this is considered a beer, but it's in Untapped though. Twisted Tea Original. Fuck that shit, man. That's a beer, right?
Oh, so seltzers? So
I have a
seltzers
friend
then?
who loves Tweez
That
religiously.
I'm not
Not
counting
really.
that one.
I only
It's called an RTD.
yeah, no, I only drank that because of that meme that happened. You know what I'm talking about?
My first
The
thought
one
was
a guy got beat up.
Natty
with
Light,
Yeah,
or Keystone Light,
the
you
dude
know,
that
shit
got
like
beat
that.
up, yeah.
I guess technically no.
Wait,
no,
fucking
Twisted
swings
Tea's
and
not
tweet
an
at him?
RTD.
Yeah.
It's what's called a flavored malt FMB.
Flavored malt.
Hangover
Okay.
in a can.
Flavor
There you go.
malt.
So much sugar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what-
he's right.
What does the
So,
beer community
here's a
think
question.
about seltzers?
About
If they're
seltzers?
done right, yeah, I like them. You know,
we
Well,
don't
No,
we don't drink
brewers.
them, but we make them because
We don't drink them.
we
It's
realize
hot
that
right now
there
on the
are
market.
gluten-free people.
yeah.
The people that
Ah.
it's really not hot anymore though. That's the
Really?
thing,
It's
is, like,
not?
the seltzer craze has definitely died.
Ooh.
Thank you for
You
telling me
wanna
that.
know what's
I was
hot
this close to
now?
investing in seltzers.
Uh,
Thank you for telling me. This close.
Buy on the low,
So,
Gabe.
I
don't
did,
think-
and I
I don't
won.
think
by JP.
non-alcoholic is ever gonna be like as big as people think it's gonna be.
I never thought
But
so,
non-alcoholic is definitely having
Gabe's
a
been on
movement
Truth Social
right
this now
now for sure. But dude, ready to drink
I
cocktails
caught that too.
are freaking.
I've never been on.
Ready
them.
to drink
Blowing up.
cocktails?
I'm seeing them everywhere.
Did you hear that,
Yeah.
Gabe? Did you hear that? He just said ready to drink cocktails. That's the next big
I've-
thing,
I've-
apparently.
Yeah.
Like that one
tried
company
many-
on the rocks.
They've been around for a while. Yeah, on the rocks, exactly from Target. I've had.
They
not
have,
from
but
Target,
they've
they have them
never
on Target.
like. People are just now starting to do them well.
Hmm.
No,
Well, Wisconsin
in my
does them
opinion,
well.
no one still does like. I'm still waiting for somebody to do like an old fashioned.
No,
like-
Wisconsin does a
Packaged
good old fashioned, a
that-
brandy
that-
old fashioned well,
that-
Really?
bottled.
Bottled?
Yeah,
Old
but
fashioned?
not as an RTD like in a can.
No.
They just do a brandy old fashioned.
No, it's in a glass
The
bottle.
Wisconsin
And
old fashioned is dope, but it's not like a. No one has perfected putting an old fashioned or a
In a can.
Manhattan or that
On a
in a
yeah.
can or a package that I could buy from a liquor store and I don't have to like mix myself.
Yeah, I
That is that like once somebody can do that and it can be great, then I'm like, bro, it's game over.
I'm
Like,
sorry.
But they're
I'm,
gonna
I'm sorry. I'm old man yelling at clouds at this moment. Like I could never see that happen, man. And it's like I
Yeah.
know how to make an old fashioned myself. It's like
Same.
I feel like that's blasphemy too. By the way, someone in the chat asked, "What's the opinions on ciders?" By the way. Oh, I was gonna say one of the worst drinks I actually had was in the UK, and it was a cider because. Well, they drank it warm, and it tasted like how you would like, I guess, Pine Sol. You know Pine Sol? That's basically
Yeah, I
what
drink it all
was.
the time.
Yeah, drink Pine Sol all the time. Yeah, Pine Sol. That's what. That's what
The
it
same person
tasted
said
like.
It smells so good though. So
the
relaxing.
Jack and Cokes are bad. Oh, he's talking about the Remember how Coke started doing the canned Jack and Cokes last summer, or maybe it was the summer before?
With Jack Daniels,
Dude,
I think. Yeah, I know what you're talking
yeah.
about. Yeah.
Apparently they were shit.
Wait, they put it in
They
the
were
can like a
awful.
cocktail in the can.
Yeah, they like pre-made them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ew.
okay.
There you go. Aaron,
Jack
Aaron,
Daniels.
hold on. Aaron says they were awful. Basically, he's the expert.
So
if you want decent like local ready to drink cocktails, Maplewood does their own line of RTDs that are pretty freaking awesome. So check them out if you haven't had them.
All right. Sorry. Going
dude.
back to ciders though. So, what's your opinion on ciders then?
Love them.
Yeah, they're fine.
too sweet for me.
It's
They're
like
fine?
again, everything has its place. Like I'm never gonna shit on like anything as far as like a style. Like seltzers have their place, ciders have their place, beer has their place. Everything realistically has its place, especially because ciders are again a gluten-free option. Like there are so many. JP knows this like better than any of us here.
Yeah.
Like if you have somebody who's gluten-free or celiac or that like and is limited in what they can drink, like they are reliant on those options if they want to drink something that has alcohol or something like that. So I will never
That reminds me.
and there are good ciders out there. It just it's like dependent on the person. In my opinion, I will still say I think the best cider company out there is still Virtue.
Virtue. Okay.
Which is yeah, so Greg Hall, who used to be the like brewmaster of Goose Island, he's John Hall, the founder's son. He when they sold to Anheuser-Busch, Greg left and started his own cidery called Virtue, and it got like really popular for a hot minute because he was the first cidery that was actually barrel aging cider on the regular. And he has done some insanely good ciders, but also his barrel aged ciders are just stupid. They're so good.
We're talking. I got it on screen right now. It's the Virtue cider. They only sell them in bottles. Is this the correct one I'm looking at? Cardinal 2019, Old Spot 2019, Salute 2020, Rosalita.
The mitten is legit.
The
so
Mitten.
Good.
Where is that?
Wait, is Lagunitas Brewery still open? No. Yes.
I think so.
In Chicago, no.
Yeah. No.
But
They failed.
overall, yes. No, they shut down the Chicago brewery. Yeah.
Oh no.
Why?
Speaking of,
Actually, no. The Mitten. By the way, the
they just
Mitten.
released.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Lagunitas just released one of their like specialty releases, Waldo's Special Ale. Like,
Okay.
it's like a super hot. Like people love that beer.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you
So-
see that, buy that so that you can try it. It's really cool.
Sorry. I want to go
One
back.
more piece,
I want
guys.
one more piece. There's the pizza update. He's got one more piece.
What about
Real quick. Virtue cider though. The Mittens is like okay. It's up on their shop, but then when you go to Mittens, page not found. Do they not sell it anymore? It's not in their front page anymore.
I think it's seasonal. I don't think it's.
oh, okay. So speaking of being shut down, like
Yeah, it might.
they're trying to shut down Minoka Brewery Company in Wisconsin again. The zoning company, because
said
the
he's struggling.
commission.
I'm taking big ass breaths between.
Yeah, well, because the commission is very right wing and Minoko Brewing Company is very left wing, and so they're shutting him down for their political
Really?
beliefs. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Wah, wah, wah. Look at that, man.
Yeah.
That's bad on the other side. So Lagunitas seems like it is closed.
But they're right over
at
the
least-
border.
Real quick, sorry, we didn't finish that topic. So why are they closing? Or no, they're moving out of Chicago.
well, they're not originally from Chicago in the first
Yeah, they're
place.
No.
It was
The
a nice
Chicago
spot though,
brewery
in
was just
Pilsen
like
area.
another. Yeah, so COVID, man, COVID killed that brewery. Honestly,
damn.
Mm.
that brewery was like doing well for them, and then COVID kind of halted everything, and they weren't ever able to recover the way that they needed. So, in order to, like a lot of companies, in order to cut costs, they ended up shuttering. So, as far as I know, I don't know if they still actually own the space, but they basically shuttered the tap room and they also shuttered the brewing space. But as far as I heard, they were still, I believe, using some of the space there for warehousing. So basically, it sounded like they were shipping beer from California that they were making out there, and then they were using the Chicago space as like a distribution center to basically like hold product for probably the Midwest and the East Coast, so that they could just like have it and ship it out from there.
That makes sense.
I love the behind the scenes insight there, and that's nice. Hey, quick random question.
This is like part of my. I just know stupid shit.
You ever seen
hold
a
on,
show
sorry, real quick. Yadu has finished his fucking pizza, guys. Congratulations. He did it. He was struggling.
Let's drink to it.
Let's drink. Chat was borrowed. Chat was worried.
Okay.
They're saying that he was struggling, and I was watching him sweat. Clip that. Cheers,
Nice.
guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Woo! You're gonna feel that tomorrow, Yadu. Man, it's gonna
This is my
come back.
third day doing this in a row, by the way.
Really?
That's kind of fucked.
Are you doing this as
Whoa.
like solidarity that you haven't gotten an internship yet? It's like keep coaching myself until I get an internship.
Remember that guy who went viral for eating rotisserie chickens every day, like whole rotisserie chickens?
Yes.
One
like
motherfucker we know
30.
who like his girlfriend caught him eating a rotisserie chicken
never-
like naked in the kitchen.
Oh,
multiple
I
times.
forgot you were there.
Oh my.
That's a fucked up story.
wait,
That's a
did
crazy
he-
story.
He ate like a whole rotisserie chicken every day.
Every day
Every
for
day.
31 days. Let me see how long he
Like,
went.
Was it
those
as one
small
meal or,
ones,
like,
though.
throughout
It can't
the
be
day?
a big one, like a small one.
Oh,
They
No,
may have
you
small
No,
ones.
was it one of those like
What?
Costco ones?
No,
the
they
ones
were
that you get
they
from
were legit
Costco?
size. They were legit size.
Like the Costco ones, right? Because those are
Yeah.
pretty big.
Oh.
but I got one. Oh, he ate it for 40 days. For 40 days, every day for 40 days.
Wow.
Jesus
How much weight
Christ.
did he gain?
Who's the dude that
Was he working
ate
out
a Big
or like?
Mac every day?
No.
for,
You
like-
wouldn't
Oh,
gain that much
that's
weight from
the
one
super.
rotisserie.
What
The
you're asking?
McDonald's guy.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
super size me guy who passed
Yeah.
away of cancer, by the way.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
McDonald's.
That
was-
You took another one.
Cancer?
That was-
Yeah, Morgan.
You're
He also
talking
put
about the
himself
guy.
in
You're talking
prison,
about
too,
Morgan
to
Spurlock.
See what
Yeah,
prison is
Morgan
like.
Morgan Sporlock was the guy that ate
Yeah.
McDonald's every single day.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about this guy
no,
who
he
went
was the dude that ate
viral.
McDonald's and made the documentary. But
Yeah.
I just looked it up. Dan Gorski
Oh, never
is
mind then.
from Fond du Lac, Michigan, Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. So this dude Dan Gorski has eaten a Big Mac nearly every day since 1972.
I do remember seeing
He's
that.
eaten over 35,000 Big Macs.
Holy cow.
Guys,
I think Warren
are
Buffett
you-
was
and
known
dude
for
is
Big Macs too.
skinny.
Are you guys seeing these pictures? This dude's sideburns are legit.
Oh,
look,
yeah.
Look at these sideburns.
Oh,
they don't quit. That's some
Oh yeah.
powerful sideburns
Yeah.
this guy has. This guy looks like
Damn.
no, look at that. This guy looks like John Lennon. If John Lennon didn't,
Yeah.
yeah, he looks like John Lennon.
That's,
John
that's
Lennon ate
from
Big
those
Macs.
Big Macs.
if John Lennon went from music to eating Big Macs instead of getting shot. Oh
No,
shit! What the
look,
fuck was that?
did you look up the rotisserie chicken guy?
I gotta look that up. Okay, hold on.
His name is Alexander Tominsky, and I remember seeing like a post on November 6th. Like it was like his last day of eating it, the 40th day. everyone went out to pier to watch. It was hundreds of people to witness him eat this last chicken, and I remember seeing a video of it. And it was
Jesus.
hilarious. And he's like eating it like this shit was hilarious. No, but honestly, I used to eat rotisserie chickens every day too when I was personal training. Like back in my that was very cheap.
When you need the
$5.
protein, you know.
And honestly, if you ate one whole one every day, that's the only thing you ate.
This is for the bulk. This is just me trying to get up to 165 in like 2 weeks.
That's
Oh, man.
insanely unhealthy. That's super.
I'm at like
sad shit.
162.
Oh, okay.
How
Where
tall
were
are
you at
you?
the beginning?
Apparently, I'm
5'10".
just following
Okay.
everything you guys are eating because I ate a rotisserie chicken yesterday.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you
I
eat
had another
crew?
pizza
What's
yesterday.
everybody having tomorrow so that I know what I should probably
What
eat?
were you
Well,
gonna do?
I had Chipotle today, so I don't know if that gets you anything.
I had pollo con mole
My
con
only
pollo.
problem is-
Soup tonight. Not
Our
exciting.
Chipotle here is like no bueno. But we
there's
also have
For
this
us.
place called JP's at it. We have this place
Oh,
called Las
that's good.
Palmas, which is
Oh,
a
yeah.
Mexican
Las
place,
Camas.
and it is legit super good.
Las Camas in
Oh,
Pittsburgh.
Oh, we should tell the
Some-
story of like
I
when
need-
I
we
came
need,
to
like,
visit
yeah,
you
shot
over the
of
summer.
Las Palmas,
Like-
like palm tree.
Las Palmas. Las Palmas. Okay, gotcha.
Almas,
Hold on,
Almas.
we're gonna use this as the thumbnail.
Super good.
What? I should have clipped you, man, when you were cooking. Shit. Oh
We
well,
still can
whatever.
clip later.
Oh no, I need
Well,
a
the whole thing
screenshot.
ends up on
Screenshot.
YouTube,
I
right?
mean.
When I was in Pittsburgh,
Hold
I
on, we
visited
need a
Aaron.
still for the thumbnail. though,
Yeah,
and this
hold
is
on.
gonna be-
God, JP, talk, go.
Honest, yeah, jeez, somebody interrupted me.
Gen Z, man.
We got hit and run twice within 24 hours. It was nuts. And the second time was
Yeah.
by a
I'm sorry,
cop.
what? In Pittsburgh?
Yeah,
Jeez,
it,
Pittsburgh
it was
sucks,
the
man.
craziest experience
By a
ever. It
Quaker?
was just like
Who the
So-
fuck lives in
so-
Pittsburgh? Fuck.
Quakers,
it's actually a
Quakers,
great
yeah.
town. We're
Meek
going
Mill.
back again twice this summer. So
Meek Mill.
Hey, if
JP is in a microwave. We
If you
got from
ever
the
feel
chatter.
yeah,
Wiz Khalifa's
so
from
if you
Pittsburgh.
ever want to own a
famously.
house, if you want to own a house,
Never
and you wanna
going
live
to.
in the city, and you want to
Gen Z.
pay $100,000 to $150,000 less than Chicago, come to Pittsburgh.
right.
That's
Oh.
not a good selling point. to
Right.
anybody.
But
It's already
You
suspicious.
can do
here, sorry, guys. Counterpoint. It's
well,
Pittsburgh.
that's just a sign that Illinois is.
and this is when you guys were shitting on Cleveland, by the way. Cleveland's okay.
Counter.
Go fuck yourselves.
Cleveland
is
was okay.
fine.
It's not
Counterpoint.
now. Like,
Cleveland is
nobody-
fine.
Black and yellow,
everybody's
black
moving
and
south.
yellow,
And
black and yellow.
I used to live in Cleveland when LeBron James left. Okay, that was
Hey,
the dark times. That was the worst times.
As a
And it was
Chicago
still
native
fine.
hero,
It was fine.
reminds me.
It was fine.
I have
Alright?
a segue.
I
LeBron
have a
James
segue
Bobby is
after that.
dropping soon. It's going to be
oh
$75.
jeez, I saw that.
No, fuck
Oh yeah,
that segue.
LeBron James Barbie.
All right.
I might buy
Congratulations
that.
to LeBron.
And a
Kim.
segue from Barbie to Minecraft because
I wanted to
Minecraft beat Barbie as the highest grossing movie in the
Oh,
world.
you did it. I heard
Damn.
I heard it's fine. I heard the movie's just fine.
It's
Fine.
a good combination of adult comedy and kid comedy.
Right.
You know, it's what it
You
is.
saw it?
Yeah, he saw it.
I wanted to see it. My kids are big Minecraft.
Actually, wasn't that one of your topics? Was Minecraft? No, COVID pods. What? Chicago
COVID pods.
Chicago rock
was
music
talking about-
scene, craft beers, COVID pods, Doctor Who. That's what you listed.
Yeah.
Except,
Pause.
I'm sorry. Our guests actually watched a lot of fucking. What was it? Family Matters? No, Family Matters.
No.
All in the Family? No.
Oh,
Full House.
Full House. Thank you.
Come on.
Full House. Okay.
wait,
Great,
Dude,
good
I
question.
also
Good
watch-
question.
I
Why?
also watch a lot of Family Matters as well. If we want to talk about that.
I
I
watch
was just
Family.
watching the
I-
episode where the cement was being dumped into the kitchen.
TGIF.
Yes, TGIF, ABC's TGIF. This is before Yadu's was born,
Oh,
actually.
thank
And
God
then,
it's Friday. Yeah,
yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
if Gabe would know this. TGIF on ABC.
it was
restaurant?
definitely early '90s. Early '90s.
No,
What
that's,
about
that's,
fucking
that's
Arnold?
TGI Fridays, which is the same
Yeah.
thing. Thank goodness it's Friday. But
Not
I haven't been to
TGIF.
one of those in like 20 years. Jeez.
yeah.
Dude, go to the one in Oak Park, super ghetto, but they definitely drink a lot. They pour so much alcohol in your cocktails.
I love it.
Definitely worth it.
Or just go to
Get a Mai
Sarah's.
Tai
Or
with
just
some-
go. Or just go to Sarah's.
And I say it's ghetto, and it's nothing racist about it. It's just like the police are always there. Like you go there, and they're not there because they're eating.
Also-
They're there on work. They're there on business.
They're like, what's gonna happen next?
They're
What?
taking someone out, probably because of the alcohol.
Oh jeez. Okay, hold on. Family Matters or fuck? What was that? Full House. Which one's better?
No,
I say Family Matters, but that's just me.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
No,
I don't give a
Full.
fuck about neither.
I just gave you two. Fresh Prince, yes. Fresh Prince. I would agree too.
I mean,
Fresh
I would have to
Prince
say
is
Full
good.
House because
But-
like Family
okay,
Matters was
we're only-
before
but here's
even
the-
my time almost.
Here's the. We're only
Wait,
talking
which
about.
one's
I
it?
once had a girl over and I had Fresh Prince on and she made me turn it off. She made me switch it and I never saw her again after that.
Yeah, you should never see her
Kicked her
again.
out of the
Yeah,
damn
never
house?
invited her over again.
Yeah. No, she
Yo,
told them
I
to
don't
turn
wanna
it
talk
off.
To a woman who makes me turn off Fresh Prince.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she made me
no,
switch it. She was like, "Can we watch something
no.
else?" And I was like,
Crazy.
So
Nah.
you know what you should have told her? You should have told her you interviewed the guy that
Right.
knows Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can watch something else when you go home.
"Well, this wasn't true at the time." I was like, what, 18
Yeah.
at the time?
I was just saying.
Hold on. So for,
We should get
wait,
Jazzy Jeff on the show.
yeah, we
Just
should
like,
if we
you know,
can.
prove
And
that
also,
girl
we
wrong.
still need like Vermin Supreme too. Which, by the way, hold on. Let's go back. Come on, we're fucking like tangent
We
here.
can
We're,
digress.
we're all
Ah,
over the place.
Yeah,
That's
TGIF.
what we do.
TGIF. Back at ABC, used to have TGIF. It was basically a program, or no, a block that they had a bunch of sitcoms. Full House was a part of it. Family Matters was a part of it. And there was one show that, for some reason, I always get
What's
confused
another
by
one?
Family Matters. It was the one that the opening sounded exactly
Suzanne
the same
Summers
fucking thing.
was in it. What was it?
No, the opening sounded exactly
Step
the
by
same
Step?
fucking thing. Step by step.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, that's
The
what I was
opening was
saying.
the
Susan
same.
Summers.
They all sounded the fucking same.
Yeah.
Every one of them. And Step by Step was
They were
the
all
one.
the same show.
Yeah, you
pretty
wanna-
Yeah,
much.
step by
You wanna
step,
know why?
day by day, day by day. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
Wait, whoa. Do you want to know why?
Why? They were sung by the same guy?
They were made. They were made by the same person.
Oh.
The same person who created the theme for Family Matters, I believe, created the theme for Step by Step.
That's why it sounded so fucking
That's why.
similar. Was that you? I thought he was about to say, guess what?
It
was
was
me.
John Williams.
Yeah, it was
Guess
John
what?
Williams.
It was my.
It was John
That was so
Williams.
much
Much better if I made TGIF.
Yeah, by the way, chat, sorry, Yadu is about to die. He ate way too much right now, as you can see. And he's going to do it again tomorrow, guys. And next week. We're going to make him do it next week. This is
I
a
have a
thing
question.
now.
I think
Yeah.
I'll
My
do something
camera,
else.
is
Next
that what's
week's gonna
gonna
be like
happen?
mac and cheese or some shit.
No. It's got to be a
So-
fucking pizza. It's it. Now, we're doing it. We're forcing this shit on
So,
you.
so Aaron, I want to shout out your hoodie because I see you got the Riot Fest on. That's a Chicago festival. That
Oh,
used to happen
yes.
right in my hood, right on my block where I lived in Humble Park. The last one that happened was actually Fallout Boy was there. It was awesome. It was an awesome concert.
Nice.
For
We would get free tickets.
So
For living
Instead,
there.
I need to do a shot.
Yeah, Yadu, do a
And-
shot. Go.
Shot. And also, I wanted
This
to
is,
ask two questions.
by the way,
One,
this is going to be our new thing, man. We're going to torture
Well,
Yadu
Rick
every
Cameron.
fucking cast. We're going to torture Yadu every cast. This is a new thing now. It seems like the chat wants this. Just saying. The
Gabe was
the
asking
chat
you
is asking.
So one, when you did you ever see the show Easy on Netflix? And there was an episode about brewery and the start of a brewery from these guys who worked at Dark Matter Coffee, and it was actually James
might
Franco's
throw
brother,
up.
Dave Franco. Don't throw up. Don't throw up. At least off camera. Off camera. Okay, maybe on
You guys
camera.
gonna
inside.
drink with me, or
Oh,
am I
yeah.
just doing a shot by myself?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Yadu. Good luck. Oh, my God.
Cheers.
He's going to throw up.
If
And
you-
we clip
if
that
you were-
shit.
If you were to guess, Laura, if you were to say like to yourself, to like, since you've been working in that industry for so long, how close to reality was it, or was it just kind of like, oh, Hollywood fake shit?
how close was Easy?
Yeah. To like the making, because they had two episodes. They had the making of the brewery from the
Yeah.
backyard, the garage, and then they made the brewery and it went big. Like, you know, so,
It was
tell me a little bit about your thoughts
decently
on
like right on.
Okay, they're using the tools. I saw that
I
they
would
were
say
like
that it was pretty.
are growlers
Yeah,
are
yeah,
growlers
Ooh.
important to the culture of brewing?
Oh yeah.
Selling them,
yeah.
yeah.
Not
Growler.
anymore. Like they
No.
were.
Oh, it feels like I just drank
Around the time.
gasoline.
Yeah. Well,
Really?
now so COVID forced more breweries to get canners.
Mm.
Mm.
So a lot more breweries now have can machines, and they also and just the like putting beer in a can is more sustainable from not sustainable so much as just the product holds better. So a lot of breweries, even if they couldn't get can machines now, so this company called October is one a good example. So October makes crawlers, which are just can versions of growlers, like the glass.
Hmm.
And you can actually change them out so that if you want to run a 16-ounce can like this on it, you can do that. So because they do that, then the growler and glass aspect just got less and less popular with people. Because it's
Ah.
Okay. Next
you put it in a
question.
can.
Are there
Next question.
are there
Go.
who
Jeez.
are your most important people? Is there someone in the beer community that inspires you crazy, or who's super cool? In my mind, that comes to my mind is the brewmaster of Manhattan Brewery. I think his name is Garrett Oliver. He has videos on YouTube where he's
Yeah. Oh,
you know him? You know of him? That guy's awesome.
I've
That guy's awesome. He definitely inspires me to definitely
Yeah.
want to go the path to get a brewmaster just for fun. Do you think it's possible to to become a brewmaster for fun if you have some supplemental income to put towards extracurricular activities?
It sounds like Aaron knows something about that guy. And he was gonna break your heart.
No.
Oh no!
Okay,
You're
okay,
pessimistic.
okay.
No, I know Garrett.
He's a
Okay, yeah.
pessimist.
No, he had a face of oh man, am I gonna break his heart? It's like that dude's a fucking asshole. No, just kidding.
No. I was gonna no on the very opposite side of things. I was gonna say I know Garrett Oliver, and he
Nice.
is an amazing human being. So
Nice.
for those that don't know, Garrett Oliver is the brewmaster at Brooklyn Brewing in New York.
Yes.
Dude has
Yes.
been there for basically since their inception, and is easily one of the most influential people in American beer. Honestly,
Wow. I didn't know
He's-
that.
Wow.
I just thought.
I would say he is in my opinion, Garrett is in the top 5 most influential people in craft beer in the United States.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Interesting.
Garrett, get his flowers. Garrett, come on the show. Come on the show, Garrett.
Yeah, can you help
Please,
us with
I'll send
Garrett?
you this.
Come on the show. Or we need monetize. We need to
Dude,
monetize
I
on that.
will.
And Yad,
Not
if we
boast,
told,
but I will probably be hanging out with him in a few weeks. So
oh shit,
the Craft Brewers Conference,
Tell
which
him.
is an annual craft beer conference, is being held in Indianapolis in 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I think it is.
really?
all
Is
right.
it easy
The
to get
last week of,
tickets?
April.
Like, can we go? No.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
Oh, no.
It's a whole. It's not really so. The Great American Beer Festival is or the Consumer Festival, which he goes to that every year as well. But then the Craft Brewers Conference is for the craft beer side. It's a lot of my company is there because we're trying to sell our product to breweries. So it's very much a kind of production side. There's a lot of seminars and things for breweries and people like that. So
Nice.
Nice.
and
Nice.
that thing is massive. It's we're expecting. It's usually 15,000 people every year. go to that
Damn.
conference.
Cool.
Yeah.
Damn.
How many people go to?
Real
Yeah.
quick, by the way, I'm on my
So,
third beer.
I
I'm
will
still sticking to Three
most
Floyds right
likely
now.
see-
Turbo Reaper IPA is where I'm at right now.
Okay. Another
Dude.
IPA.
I just got a bunch of Three Floyds because I
I'm
had a
gonna go
bunch of
get
people.
my third beer. I'll
Yeah,
be back.
I had a bunch of people over at my
You had a
place.
Kolsch before that.
What?
Like
Wow, Yadu's about to die. By the way, how you doing, Yadu? How's Gen
he
Z
was-
going? Did you throw up?
You
No.
ate it too fast.
You need more soju?
Do you need another
Dude,
shot?
I'm out of soju. Dude, I should finish that shit in like maybe 20 minutes, I think. That might have been less than 20 minutes that I finished that pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
that was
wasn't.
that was probably too much.
But
And I still have a
I
protein
will
shake to
say-
finish tonight and a quarter
Mukbang.
gallon of water.
I'm gonna say fun fact about soju.
yeah.
We have two people that use the software that I work for that produce soju. One is in Brooklyn and one is in LA.
Oh yeah.
Neither of them are
Which is
good
like
day,
very
are they?
there are
Are
not
they
like
good
there
day?
are probably like 8 to 10 soju producers in the entire country.
I was gonna say,
And
I know
two
one of
them
them.
use the software.
Wow.
Oh, by the way, if any of you guys are wondering, our favorite chatter, Chai Stab Crew, right now I think is in France, so that's why he's not trolling right
Got
now.
a phone chatter tonight,
Wow.
though, forcing me to do shots.
I know.
I
wait,
know,
us
I know.
live
Those
stream my
that would be
undoing.
the best synergy right now, but the dude's in France right now. Unfortunately, sorry.
No, but way to crap on Quincy Jenkins C. Like, what? Come on, man. Shout out to Quincy Jenkins.
By the
for
way,
doing
he's our
coming.
first. Yeah, Quincy Jenkins. Thank you for coming out. There was a first time chatter. Hackula was the first time chatter that apparently said that all sour beers are shit. So good job, good job there.
Yeah.
Dude, someone they asked me to do
it's
another
also-
shot. I can't. I'll die.
Yeah, do it.
I want to know. So sours are like IPAs. It's like if you're like, I hate IPAs. It's like, well, what IPA do you hate? Because there's like
Okay,
Yeah.
15
I-
different
How many
types.
different
I'll
types?
tell you-
Voodoo Ranger.
Voodoo
I've
Ranger.
known
There
German-
you go. There's
I don't
one.
like
Germ-
Voodoo
Germans
Ranger. I
tend to
remember I
hate
got that shit for my
IPAs.
19th birthday party, and I hated it.
I'll be honest. I'm not a big IPA
I got it because the
fan.
can looked cool.
I mean, they
Just
all
drank
do.
3
Actually,
IPAs back in the
okay, hold on. Let me ask about this. To someone that works in the industry
You
and
say
stuff
that
like
as
that.
you're drinking one right now.
What, me? IPA?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
drinking
no.
one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I look, I gotten to
You're
the
like, I'm
point.
not a big fan of IPAs.
Well,
Yeah,
no.
I'm really
You got to
drinking
understand. I'm not a big fan of IPAs, but I drink whatever the fuck is in my fridge. Okay, so you got to understand that, right? But
You
it's not that.
bought
It's
it.
not that I hate it. No, I didn't buy
Oh,
this. I didn't buy this. This came from the
Oh.
party. I told you I had a bunch of people over, and this is one of the beers, Three Floyds. I don't usually buy Three Floyds. This came from
Pollyanna
Oh,
now.
somebody left it.
I'm
yeah.
fucking dying.
No, they gave it to you invite you invite a bunch of people to the party, you're gonna end up having more beer than what you bought. This is it's essentially what happens to me.
That's what you do.
Right, and that's what happened to me, and I got Three Floyds in there. So I'm trying to finish this off. Regardless, hold on. Well, one second, what I was about to say was that the IPA thing, right? I didn't like IPAs originally just because I didn't like the aftertaste, like because I was never a big fan of grapefruit. And for some reason, IPAs always gave me back that grapefruit taste for some reason. It doesn't matter which one it was. That said, I've gotten used to it. I'm okay. But I did notice, and this is what I was going to ask, packaging. Packaging and the cans and stuff like that. When has it been that like all beers, and especially IPAs, I don't know why like breweries always stick with IPAs. But when it comes to like amazing, awesome packages, like cool looking shit, whatever, it's always an IPA. I'm
It
just
is.
wondering about that, though. Why is it IPAs always get the best packaging? Or maybe I'm just noticing IPAs more had the best packaging, or maybe because
I applied for an internship at this company that they do the fucking package design for
think-
Bud Light, I think. They shat all over me.
okay, well anyway, great, Aaron. Aaron,
Based on what you're doing.
sorry, what?
Not all IPAs like have just like killer packaging, but a lot of them. I think
Right.
it's more just like a craft thing. I think it's like big into craft that if you don't have flashy like packaging that somebody is going to notice,
Right.
then it's like
Maybe because
then-
it's more competitive,
like, what's
so
the
they have
point?
to stand out more.
Okay, so my second question to that
There's-
was, why does every single brewery seem to lean on IPAs? Why is IPAs everywhere essentially? Because like I
it
always
is by far the most popular style in the country.
is it really?
It's not even close.
Hmm.
So out of macro lagers, like in the craft segment, IPA kills, destroys.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's-
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
in my
disappointed
opinion,
in
they are
that.
better
Like
beers. So
personally, I love lagers personally, but I love porters brown ales, and stouts. Those are my all-time favorites.
Um,
Are they harder to
agree.
make?
I also like those.
Right, but are they harder to make or something? Is that the reason? Like, I don't know.
Aaron's like, damn it, I'm out again.
It depends. No, I
I'm
brought a
about,
backup
Oh, you brought it back
just
up.
because I knew I
Okay.
would finish that one quick.
okay, good.
They're not necessarily like harder to make. It just kind of depends on the style that you're making. Some take more time than others, and stuff like that. So IPAs in general, you can usually turn it like meaning turn like you can brewing to packaging in 2 to 3 weeks. Where like a stout is going to take you more like 4 weeks at minimum.
I see.
So people and that's why people don't like lagers are like very good. People think lagers are extremely easy to make, which they actually are not
I know.
because they are open to a lot of error. It's like a lager, if you have what are called off notes in it, it is very easy to pick up in a lager because you cannot hide that shit.
Right.
Um,
That's yeah.
and and lagers take more time. If you make a lager, more than likely a lager is going to be in a tank for 6 to 8 weeks, whereas you make an IPA and you could potentially churn it out in 2 weeks. So then you're potentially making 3 batches of IPA in the time that you're making 1 batch of lager.
You know,
So the cost of inventory goes up.
But hold on. That's interesting you say that because like obviously the most mass produced drinks are lagers. Budweiser, Bud Light, all that shit. Those are all lagers. So like that's interesting you say that. That how is it that then lagers? I guess
How
maybe
do they win out in the end? When,
yeah. One, how do they win out? This is the reason why there's a misconception that lagers are so easy to make because Budweiser's like they're the most mass-produced ones out of all beers. Like you go to Asia, it's all lagers. So they have a fuckload of tanks. Is basically what you're saying. Okay, gotcha.
It's the same reason that like so if you go to a distillery, like say you go to Buffalo Trace.
Right.
Did you just hear about Buffalo Trace?
Still gonna churn.
Sorry.
I was just like Buffalo Trace is still gonna churn out whiskey like semi regularly because they have casks that are sitting that are meant to then they empty like a shit ton of casks and then they've got these casks that are ready for maybe like a few like a month later or like 2 months later and then they've got another batch here. It's the same thing with like Budweiser and lagering tanks. Like they might lager those and honestly they probably have a process that Budweiser or Miller can probably turn their quote lagers quicker. But they also are like, okay, we're releasing a shit ton of this, and then the next day we've got this like huge batch of tanks that's ready to turn, and the next day this, and they just have so many tanks that they've got the space to like just release it again and again and again and again and again. So
interesting.
That makes sense.
Okay, gotcha. So IPAs are the most popular, lagers are the most produced, but yet they're the hardest, which again, very interesting to me. Now, I was going to say this, Dogfish Head, I'm assuming you know the brand. I think everybody knows the brand, right? Dogfish Head. Mm-hmm. They had one brand that they do not make to this day, but it's weird why they don't do it. Chateau Jiahu, which is a recipe that they got from analyzing urns back in China.
This.
Yeah, I mentioned this before, right?
Like the oldest beer ever, right?
One of the oldest beers. We also actually at that same cast we found out the oldest beer was somewhere in in Mesopotamia, basically, right? But in China there was one that was like several thousand years old recipe analyzed by urns. Have you ever had that beer, Chateau Jiahu? And let me pull this up actually for the chat to know.
I've never even heard of it.
Really?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
While you're bringing that up,
while I'm bringing it up, go ahead.
Aaron mentioned Buffalo Trace. They had to halt their operations because of flooding in Kentucky.
Yeah, I did know that.
Yeah, their factory was pretty much.
All right, so there you go.
So if you you see Buffalo Trace at all in the Chicagoland area, please procure a bottle and hold it for me, JP.
Oh, okay.
I'll pick it up. I'll pick it up in July. So here's the other thing, like kind of getting off topic a little
Well, I'll
bit,
bring it to you in June.
is living in Pennsylvania. The spirits selection here is complete dog shit. So all of the liquor stores, and I mean liquor by like spirits and wine, are state run and owned. So the majority of them are complete just like crap selection. And basically everyone that drinks whiskey in that here, they buy their whiskey from either Ohio or West Virginia.
Really?
So I'm
Huh.
I'm in a Pittsburgh
Rich.
whiskey friends group. And I was like, where do you guys get your whiskey? And they were all like, Ohio or West Virginia. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Shit.
Those
Like,
are
you
close to you
really
guys,
just
yeah.
can't buy it here in Pennsylvania? And they're like,
You
Nope,
should
it
join
sucks.
one of those like whiskey monthly distribution groups or something like that.
No,
Yeah.
my buddy
So they
does that.
outbid me. They were
Whiskey,
like,
Illinois whiskey, Illinois distribution of whiskey is premium, really good. Because my buddy actually joins that shit.
it is super good.
Yeah.
I did not realize how good it was until I left.
Oh.
And then everyone I talked to was like, dude, we don't have anything like Benny's here.
Yeah.
They're like, I wish we had something like Benny's here. And they were all like, so when you go back to Chicago, go and procure all your whiskey that you can in Chicago, or have your friends pick up whiskey for you and bring it to you.
Hey man, but
So legit, like
hey man,
we had friends that came out and they brought me whiskey, which was great.
but hey man, you pay $100,000 less for your house. So I mean,
Yeah, there's that.
all right. So what
But
I'm
funny
showing.
enough, our beer is also more expensive here.
Oh really? Okay. So I'm showing chat right now.
Yeah,
This is
so-
This is Chateau Yahoo. It's got a beautiful woman with I guess a tattoo in her lower back. They usually call that a very derogatory name. But this is the beer that here it is. Our destination is 9,000 years ago in northern China. Preserved pottery jars found in the Neolithic village of Jiahu in Henan province have revealed a mixed fermented beverage of rice, honey, fruit that is produced for long ago. So this, I was surprised you never heard of this brewery. I mean, not this beer from Dogfish Head, but they never do this anymore.
500 subscribers, I'll get a tramp stamp.
Yeah. Oh shit. You guys heard it here. You guys heard it here.
Yes.
We get 500 subscribers of Topical Drinks. He's getting a tribe stamp. Boom. We heard it
We'll
here.
do it live on the show.
Yeah. Did that wake you up, Gabe?
That's crazy though. A tramp stamp is crazy.
This
That's a
exact
crazy
tramp
thing.
stamp right here. This exact tramp stamp. This is what it
Which
is.
one? Hold on, I'm not looking at it.
Yeah. Look at my screen right
I
now.
guess they have.
No, and that does match. That does match Yadu's vibes.
That does match Yadu's vibes. It does. Yadu, you seeing it?
I'm trying to look at it.
Oh my god, look at it harder.
That?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Well, you said it. Okay, we got it. 500.
I don't even know what that means.
It probably says
Yeah.
Happy New Year or something. I don't know.
What's funny is,
Happy New-
now that I look at the label of this beer, I'm pretty sure I did have this beer like 15 years ago.
This is one of the most interesting beers I've ever had. If we're gonna talk about best beers I've had, one, Full Mass Gunner's Daughter is one of the best beers I've ever had. Secondly, it's this guy. Chateau Jiahu was it was strange because like it felt like every single second or like every like 5 seconds it had a different taste to it. Like the taste just kept evolving every time I tasted this guy. So it had a very interesting aftertaste to this guy. I do not like that Dogfish Head hasn't brought this out in a long time, at least in Illinois or in Ohio. I had this first time in Cleveland. I had it in Cleveland.
Made this beer for.
Right. I think they discontinued it, I think. I mean, obviously, because Dogfish Head actually went through management changes like years ago from what I remember. Very sad.
They're now owned by Boston Beer Company.
Right. And Boston Beer Company, I guess, Haze China, I guess, or something. I don't know what the fuck. But they got to bring this back. They got to bring this one back for sure. If anybody's hearing it, actually, I'm pleading to you, Aaron, since you're gonna go to the conference. You're gonna go to the conference in Indianapolis. Ask them, Chateau Yahoo, where the fuck is it? Will you do that for me?
I will. I will guarantee you, I will run into Sam Calgione, who owns Dogfish.
Oh
I
shit!
will ask him about this.
Yes, ask him about
Nice.
it. Post in our Discord what happened. I think Yadu's gonna throw up. I was also gonna say give Yadu an internship, but you know what? What's more
And I'll be
important?
like,
What's more important is get Chateau Yahoo back in the fucking shelves.
Yahoo
I'll
just
be like-
he just failed the interview.
Yeah.
could've
Not more
last-
important.
Can-
I just want to
can
grab
you
the charger. Relax.
We're just teasing you. You can't have a
can you
good
bring back
podcast if you don't make fun of Gen Z.
Yahoo?
Yeah, I know.
2, can you be on my friend's podcast?
Yeah, there you go.
Wait, are you asking Garrett? Get Garrett Oliver, please.
Oh, that him too.
Tell-
Say-
when you talk to
ask the
Garrett,
same
just
thing
tell
to
him-
Garrett Oliver.
Yeah, ask the same
There was
thing. Bring Chateau Yahoo, Garrett Oliver, and also can you be my friend's guest? Anyway, regardless. But no, dude, that beer needs to get back. I don't know why they stopped doing it. Actually, there must be a reason. Maybe it was not very popular. Like to me, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Maybe
No,
not.
It's
maybe
a
I just have
very,
particular
like, That's
faith.
a very. I can tell you right now that is a super like niche beer, and that's why it hasn't been made.
100%. I mean, it's not a sour, but here I'll say this because like seltzers are so popular right now. The fruity stuff people kind of
They
like.
make it with sake.
Yeah,
Oh.
they got to do it. They got to bring it back. I mean, I haven't seen this beer
Because-
since 2014. 2014 is the last time I think I had it. So yeah, bring it back.
And I also question if 2014 was the like last time they actually made it, or if you just had an old bottle. That very well have been.
That I don't know. That I could not answer. I remember I had the last time I had it was in Mariano's in South Loop back in around 2014. That was the last time I had it.
So it wasn't an old bottle.
Depending
then,
on,
so
or
it would not have
actually
been that long.
based on the labels that I'm seeing, that sounds about right. It was probably 2014 was the last time they made it.
Yeah.
Just because I know like what the kind of evolution of their bottles and like the labels.
Mm-hmm.
It checks out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I checked it in though. By the way, here's my 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth beer right now. Zombie Dust, the classic Zombie Dust from Three Floyds.
I've always loved Zombie Dust.
Another fucking IPA.
Also, I was gonna say, JP, are you drinking a Lexical Gap?
What? No, I'm not.
Oh no,
What do you mean?
I think my computer froze.
Guys, I feel so
your
heavy
face.
right now.
I'm drinking
Yeah, Yadu
Fireside
is
Gap.
dying, by the way, which I love.
Bye.
We need more of this.
Pollyanna.
Oh, you're drinking Fireside Gap.
Yeah.
Like every week, we're just gonna stream me doing something that could easily be argued as self harm now.
I like that idea. I love it. You know what? Hold on. Let's go real quick. I do want to talk. JP, you mentioned you wanted to talk about Chicago rock music scene. That's very interesting. Let's get on that. I'm actually very interested about this.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, one of the backwards ways I know Aaron is because I was very involved in the rock music scene back in the early 2000s, and Aaron played with a lot of my friends used to play in bands with. And, like, during the 2000s, like, when Yadu was, like, 4, it was every single night going to, like either Cubby Beer or Martyr place, like Rock Bottom Lounge, watching bands and local bands, and
Rest
I
in
don't know if
peace,
that's,
Rock
like-
Bottom.
like
Rest in
it
peace.
was a great scene. Like the music was like always like really good, and I don't know if it is still like that today. I feel like it's kind of died off a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't think the music scene was what it was.
Yeah.
We got a
Early 2000s hip hop.
We got a buddy. We got a buddy. Gabe Yadu knows as well. That has a band. Now they do covers though. I don't think they do their own things, right? But is the music scene in Chicago dead? Honestly, I don't recall any rock music in Chicago in a long time.
So,
Rap is a different story. Rap and hip
like,
hop is a different story, though. But
like I guess you would call it scream metal now. I'm not sure, but
scream
it's
metal.
just yeah, where you're just screaming and it's metal.
Oh,
And I've heard him play and like the music is amazing, but it's just like
Well, hold on. Quite honestly, what is like Gen Zer over here? I mean, he doesn't listen to rock. I don't think Yadu, but like what is rock scene anymore? Like I'll be honest.
A bunch of people who were like waiting for a rock thing a couple weeks ago.
Well, here's the thing. I dropped off on the rock thing when I was into the new metal stuff. So Tool, like I was talking about Tool, Korn.
Tool's not new metal.
Which by the way, Korn is gonna play Lollapalooza on and that's the tickets I want to get for Lollapalooza. Korn is coming back.
So,
by the way, anyway, Korn, Limp Bizkit, those fucking things. Like I was an edgelord in high school, and I loved Godsmack for some reason, right? Stupid fucking thing, stupid person I am, right? But yeah, and Aaron, look at Aaron's face right now.
Yeah, you were a fucking dumbass in high school.
Hell yeah, I was a dumbass. I like Mudvayne, those fucking idiots.
Mudvayne.
Exactly.
Stupid shit too.
Exactly, right? I've been into
thing.
Wait, hold on.
So
Hacula says
I was really big into Chevelle back in the day.
Oh, Chevelle.
But they were Chicago.
Ugh, Chevelle. God. What was the other one?
And
Stained.
I saw them play
Stained. Puddle of Mud.
I had friends open up.
I did a beer with Chevelle at Revolution.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah, that makes sense because they were all over the place in Chicago.
Did you tell them they suck ass though? But anyway, whatever.
I like their music still. It's kind of fun.
Hey, Hacula, our chat talks about Meshuggah. Meshuggah, you guys ever heard of these guys? Meshuggah. I'm putting them up right now.
No.
Meshuggah, a Swedish extreme metal band.
Awesome. They just went out to tour. They're actually coming to Pittsburgh. I was thinking about maybe going to see them.
Wait, 1980.
Oh wow.
1987. Really?
They're a metal band.
Damn.
Super good though. Super good.
There you go. Look at
If
that.
you're into
look at that shit.
I
was never into metal. I didn't go that far metal. I think like Lamb of God was as far metal as I would get to. If you guys know those guys.
I know Lamb of God.
You know Lamb of God? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Power Man 5000 would be another one. But I think Power Man 5000 got a little too like whatever.
So new metal is actually coming back because 90s culture. Yeah, because 90s culture is coming back.
Dude, I saw
90s is like how the 70s was.
I saw Limp Bizkit. I saw Limp Bizkit come back and Lollapalooza, and Fred Durst definitely knew he was old, and he was dressed up as a grandfather. And then they fucking played like Rollin', and I'm like, oh my god, my like fucking high school self was like, holy shit, I remember that shit. I love that shit back then, right? That's why I'm kind of excited to see Korn. Now, granted, don't fucking read the lyrics of Korn. Do not fucking read the lyrics of Korn. Just listen to the vibes and the songs and the guitars. It's all great, but don't fucking read the lyrics. It's horrible. I will say that.
like don't read the lyrics to Clown.
There you go. Hacula, Lamb of God, Laid to Rest. That was my favorite from Lamb of God. Yeah. So going back to it though, what I was gonna say though is that type of rock music I think has lost favor years ago. To be honest. And music now, I don't know, because like I'm not really into it. I'm only into like the stuff I used to like. And also I'm really into like lo-fi, but also more droney music. Like I'm a big fan of The Weeknd. Plaza is another reason, right? But like
The Weeknd.
Right.
Well,
but you get that type of music, which I guess what is The Weeknd like the droney high bass like
he does a lot of shit. I feel like he does like kind of R&B. He does like
right. But what I'm saying is like the more like I'm not talking about like his like Blinding Lights would be his like more like energetic one.
Yeah, that's like his disco type. He did albums that were like
right. But what I'm
disco,
saying is like, you
albums.
know, You Deserve It, that song, like, you know,
I'm hyped to talk about this, but I fucking love The Weeknd.
right. I love The Weeknd. I love The Weeknd too, but like his type of music, the more drony.
Gabe's birthday party, the cellist was playing The Weeknd, and I was fucking hyped.
Yeah, and I took a video.
I didn't
of
get to hear
shit,
that.
yeah. You didn't hear
That
that?
was
Send me the
mid
video.
conversation, and I just that's what I was doing.
All right,
I was like, holy shit, they're playing Save Your Tears.
But going back to it though, here's the thing. Yes, I don't think rock music has been the same since those times, and like it kind of lost it. Maybe I'm wrong because maybe I'm not paying attention because like then you get shit coming from Japan. That's these girls that are dressed up as like maids called bandmaid, and they're fucking They went to Lollapalooza last year. And I remember like I had Lollapalooza in the background on my TV in my living room. And suddenly, like me and Zaria, my wife, we were like listening to like fucking like someone shredding it on the guitars, and we're like, "What the fuck is going on?" And I just walked to it, and it's all these Japanese girls dressed up as maids, fucking shredding, called baby metal. Yeah, I guess that would be considered baby metal.
Oh yeah.
From what chat says, but no, they're really good. That's the thing; they're really fucking good.
What? Do you say this like you don't know who Baby Metal is?
No. All I know is Bandmaid. That's all I know is Bandmaid.
They
Baby
just
Metal.
Baby
dropped
Metal
a new song
is-
today that I
yeah.
was playing with my daughter.
What, Bandmaid?
Mm-mm.
Baby Metal.
Baby Metal.
Baby Metal just dropped a new song.
Oh,
with
I
Poppy.
thought Baby Metal was a genre, not an actual like band.
No,
No,
Baby
it's
Metal is
actual-
a group. It's
Oh,
a
it
Japanese
is.
Yeah.
metal band.
Oh
That
wow,
shows you
it
might be the
is.
problem, Jorge. You don't know what's going on.
Oh, that's the thing. I thought that was a
Okay,
genre.
So, all right, I was gonna say.
Here, I was gonna say here,
If you want
Bandmaid.
to know,
Bandmaid.
if
These
you
are the
want to
people
know
I'm
what
talking
kids
about.
these days are listening to as far as rock, look into the band Electric Callboy.
Electric Callboy.
They're actually from Germany. But it's like
What?
it's what's known as party metal.
Oh no.
Their latest single, Elevator Operator, is one of my favorite fucking songs, and kids are going crazy over it. It's also funny because the song is based off the elevator operator that works at House of Blues in Chicago.
Oh
Nice. By the way,
shit. You know what's crazy?
our chat just mentioned Baby Metal is performing in the Aragon Ballroom in Chicago on July 8th. Let's get tickets. I'll get tickets. I'll do it.
It sounds like a doable thing.
Yeah,
He's
fuck
always
yeah.
trying to get me to buy tickets for shit.
So
By the way,
I just
the
listened to a
only
song today.
I was gonna say the only German band I know for back in those days was Rammstein, and I was a
Maybe
big
we
fan
could,
of
you know-
Rammstein.
Was
Rammstein.
still-
Dude, Jorge, story about that.
Massively huge.
So a certain person at E-Trade
Massively huge.
invited me to a Ramstein show.
A certain
And
person. Do I know this
yes.
person?
Yes, and he's like, "You got to go with me," and I'm like, "Dude, that sounds awesome." And then I was like,
Wait, is
"Wait
it
a
is it
second,
is it
I'd
is
have
it
to go with this person. I don't like this person."
is this the person that I know we all don't like?
Yes.
The one that doesn't like the interracial marriages, I would say.
Yes.
He's a Rammstein fan?
Yes.
That is the
And he's like,
least.
"Dude, you want to go to the concert?" I'm like, "Yes." And then I was like, "Wait a second, not with you."
He's a Rammstein fan? I wouldn't. Okay,
Yes.
all right. Let's talk this after the cast, man. This is definitely.
Yes.
Let's
yes,
not
we
dox
will.
this person,
All right.
dude.
2 more minutes. Any last questions for?
Oh
him?
yeah, sorry. Yeah, we're 2 more minutes in. Yeah, we gotta be.
Y'all
Gotta
do.
be
Did you
prompt.
have
I was gonna
anything?
say
No,
I
no,
was
no.
gonna say another band that you need to check out that's in the same. It's actually one of the guitarists from that band Electric Callboy
Mm-hmm.
that brings the new metal phase. They're called Samurai Pizza Cats.
I know
Wow.
the cartoon. They got the name from the cartoon. Really? I used to watch that cartoon when I was a kid.
Yes.
Samurai
Yes, they
Pizza
did.
Cats. You guys ever watch Samurai Pizza Cats? Yeah, I can't look up the band. You can only look up here. Samurai Pizza Cats is a cartoon. When was that cartoon out?
But I'll also change. I'm gonna change the
Samurai
music
Pizza Cats.
landscape
1990.
for the last like minute.
Yeah.
And if you have never heard the band, they're a Chicago hip hop band. Kids These Days. They
Kids.
existed in like the mid to late 2000s. Look into the band Kids These Days
We're looking right
because
now.
they are one of the most talented like Chicago hip hop groups.
Drop that in
in
the
my opinion.
Discord chat and definitely listen.
Yeah, here I'll give the Wikipedia on the Discord chat or not
Super
Discord.
good.
Oh yeah, no, the Discord chat. That's right. I got it.
So
What is it? Music Mule.
Vic Mensa, which
Yeah.
some of you may know. So Vic Mensa
Mensa.
then went solo and got like somewhat popular. He was the lead singer of
People
Kids
hate
These
him now.
Days. But then their drummer became the drummer for Chance the Rapper.
Right.
And then one of the horn players, Donnie Trumpet, released like a solo album and played with a bunch of like cool like hip hop and jazz musicians and shit like that. So they all went to
Yes.
like a prestigious Chicago high school that was like known for musicians, and that's where they formed the band. And they did like a bunch like they played Lollapalooza back in the 2000s and like did all this super cool shit. Played South by Southwest and were like primed to be the next like big Chicago thing
Mm-hmm.
and then just kind of imploded because egos and they were all still in high school and just all that shit.
Oh, man.
But the stuff they released is like super good.
Nice,
Nice.
I
nice.
still listen to it a lot.
Oh, not to plug another podcast, but there's this really good Billy Corgan podcast.
Don't
with
give them
Tom
free promotions.
Morello.
Don't give them free promotions.
And
1101 guys.
it is pretty amazing how they talk about how Billy Corgan, Tom Morello, and fuck, who's the other guitarist? That was in. What's the name from Tool?
Oh,
Um,
the lead singer.
no, Adam.
Oh, never
I'm
mind.
forgetting his last name.
No doubt.
Well, the guitar player from Tool, guitar player from Rage Against the Machine, and the guitar player from Smashing Pumpkins all literally came about at the same time in the same era, and all had different
Adam
types
Jones.
of music. Yeah, Adam Jones, and
Yeah.
the conversation around like how that happened was just fascinating. It was just like they all picked like different variations of like what became before grudge was hair metal and all that stuff. They wanted to change it, and so they all just tweaked it in some way and made their own genre that pretty much took over alternative music.
Nice.
And it was a really cool conversation because they weren't really like actually none of those bands were really alternative because like the alternative scene really came out of Seattle and they made their own thing and they kind of plugged into Seattle bands that formed that. It was pretty cool.
Nice. All right. Well, anyway, we are past our time. Man, this is actually one of the rare podcasts that I actually did not realize we passed our time. This is great, man. I gotta say, man, Aaron, you were a great guest. I loved everything that you were talking about, even the nerd shit about that. We only get a little bit about the tariffs, which is funny because like that's the big news of the day. We only fought a little bit about that, but
We didn't fight about tariffs.
we didn't. Well, a little bit. We did a little.
So I think we got to
It's
have a
just
rule
the
that when we
discussion.
talk politics, we got to not cut each other off because that happens a lot.
Yeah.
People just jump in and start
That's just
going
how
at
it
him. Like,
works.
It does.
you got to
work.
let people talk.
Oh no, we
Yeah.
got 2 rules now. After today, we have 2
Yeah.
rules. One, that don't cut people off, and 2, we need to torture Yadu because it seems like that's getting a lot of people interested. Everybody like we have like
Every
chat.
week we make me do some silly shit.
No, every week you eat a fucking pizza, whole pizza, because apparently
How does
there's
Gen
one
Z
of
make
these
money?
things.
Same thing every week. Can it be like?
You can change up the
Can it be
pizza.
like 1 week you make me wear like 2 sauna suits for a whole fucking episode or
No,
something?
man,
and,
we
like,
can change. We can
crank
change
my
up.
heat
We can change up the pizza. Don't eat barbecue chicken. Eat like fucking pepperoni next week. What I don't know, something shit. Like do something, right?
Put
Do
a roast
something.
chicken on a pizza.
Yeah. Oh, I was.
Eat a whole rotisserie chicken on stream.
On a pizza.
I was gonna ask. There was one thing we didn't mention though. Pittsburgh isn't known for any of their pizzas, do they? Pittsburgh pizza.
Oh, so one of my best friends owns one of my favorite pizza places ever. So Pittsburgh is not really known for pizza at all, but my buddy owns a pizza place called Driftwood Oven that
I
makes
was there.
naturally leavened
It was
sourdough.
amazing. I vouch for it.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
similar to Peace
Yeah, I would
pizzas,
agree with
like
that. Yeah.
kind of. It's like if you took Peace, and if you've ever had the pizza from Middle Brewing Company, which is also very good. If you have not, check it out. It's not like your traditional Chicago style by any means, but it is super good.
No, we're
Super,
talking
super
Chicago style deep dish or thin or tavern style, because remember a lot of people
good.
don't
No,
recognize
And
that tavern style is a Chicago
crust
thing.
sweet sauce.
Thin crust.
Deep dish is not Chicago style. Deep dish is tourist pizza.
That's what I'm saying.
Chicago style is
Tavern.
thin crust.
Yeah.
That is
Chicago style is
very
tavern
sweet,
pizza, thin
baby.
crust. Yeah. Except I love Pequods. I love deep dish. Let's be honest. But I love
Pequods blows everybody
Yes.
away.
I love
Pequods
fucking
is pan.
Pequods. Yeah.
Plus
Yeah.
is pan pizza that is done delicious and amazing, and it's its own thing.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. We're over time
If you
though.
want Chicago style, you go to Vito and Nick's.
I mean,
Or
I don't
I go
mind
to
being
Aurelio's
overtime.
in the
We've always
suburbs.
just kept running sometimes.
I
We wanna
know.
keep talking, so.
But we gotta be in like this thing. And we got to monetize ourselves, by the way. All right, Aaron, thank you so much for coming, by the way. You were a great guest. Everything that we learned about it. I am so glad that we talked to someone that was a beer enthusiast and all that stuff. And you know what? We're going to give Yadu the final word.
Can you talk? I don't know.
I don't know. That's what I'm wondering too. That's why I'm giving him the final word. All
Well,
right,
we just
Yadu.
post on Instagram, like we do like a suggestion thing, where
Suggestion thing.
where it's like, oh, what do you guys think we should torture Yadu with this week?
Perfect. I like that.
Nice.
I like that final
Nice.
word. All
We
right,
like
guys.
this engagement.
Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers. And thank you guys for joining us at Topical Drinks.
Cheers.
See you guys next week. Adios.
Yep. Adios.
Yeah. Bye bye.